All right. Oh, thank you. Welcome back. We are once again starting our afternoon live stream on the UMaine Ultimate YouTube channel. We have a mixed game, our first and only mixed game that we'll be broadcasting today, between the Springfield Pride and Clark Wootown Killer Bees. Springfield is receiving the disc. The pull is up, right side of the field, in the maroon and black, with white as the Clark jerseys.
Yeah, looks like again, as we've seen with the other games, Clark coming down in person defense.
And Springfield running a vertical or horizontal stack offense. Great catch by number 6 of the Pride.
Really nice recovery there by Springfield.
Good job pivoting. Many types of offenses that can be run. And vertical stack, you have 3 primary handlers and then 4 cutters horizontal across the field, cutting in and out to get the disc. Timing it off each other so that they're, and Springfield comes out in a zone.
Really, you don't see that often where you start an offense and immediately transition into a zone, but looks like Springfield is playing it well.
So zone is like zone in any other sport. Your goal is to take away space. And they get the turn. A little bit of a sloppy throw by Clark, and Springfield is now back on offense.
It looks like they'll set up now with a horizontal offense, coming off of that zone defense, and a good job getting that wing cutter to rotate into the open space.
Middle of the field towards the end zone, about the 8-yard line, and we have a score. Springfield streaking to the corner, connects for the score.
Springfield Pride maintaining pull, and doing a really good job. Nice communication on their part, being able to get the cup in from other positions on the field, and able to shut down the Clark Wootown Killer Bees and keep them in their own third of the field.
So they're playing a little bit more of what we call a traditional cup zone defense, where you have 3 people around the disc. Now, 2 of those people have to be more than 10 feet away from the offensive person with the disc. And then you have the one person who's the mark, who's trying to force it. Then you have one person on each sideline, basically trying to take away all that space. Someone just beyond the cup, kind of patrolling anything over the top or any of these squirrely little throws, and then a deep to try and avoid any deep throws and any scores with any length. And it's really designed to make the offense make a lot of throws in hopes or with the understanding that the more throws a team makes, the greater the chance of them turning it over.
Yeah, and you could see Springfield really wanting to keep and also executing well, keeping most of their throws or keeping their throws and their offensive players in front of them, not allowing anything over the top.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if in their zone they try and force a sideline, or if they're just going with the flow and trying to clamp down on the middle and not let anything through the middle. All right, Springfield with the pull, left side of your screen.
So I wonder if we'll see them come down to the zone. Pulls up, and it's a good one.
Yeah, gonna bounce around the 10 or 15, around the 10. Oh,
yeah. And so it looks like they'll.
It looks like Clark's coming out in a horizontal offense as well. Well, because they are playing that zone defense, and you kind of have to play a horizontal type offense.
True that trying to put a vertical offense against a zone defense makes it predictable and pretty hard to run.
They're doing Worcester, far side of the field, Clark doing a very fine job of moving the disc around between the handlers. Gets a little excited. And we have a collision midfield. And play is stopped. So the way you play offense against a zone defense is you have your 3 handlers across the field which are trying to move the disc between. You have 2 people in the middle called poppers kind of busting in and out of that defensive cup to try and disrupt it, get them to move so that gaps open up in the zone. And then generally you'll have a couple people on the wings moving back and forth depending on where the disc is on the field. But you have to be a deep threat, even though the zone is designed to take deep threats away. If you got to test that deep. You don't know if they can read the disc or not. So you got to make them commit to one side or the other. So play stopped for the temporarily injured player who leaves the field, and play will resume when everyone's ready and the disc is tapped in, ready for play.
No, and as we saw on that on the last one, that was a good job of Clark to try to bust out of that side-to-side action.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to get a little more activity from their handlers in that, making it almost like the third handler is now a third popper. Get a little more action, get a little more movement. A little bit low.
But no, the idea was there.
And Clark reacts well. They get immediately back on defense.
Yeah, and you could see that they had set up their offense well in trying to combat that zone from Springfield.
Near sideline, working it up towards the middle. Going for the end zone. Backhand into the middle for a score.
Good find there by Romy Elda. Going crossfield for the score. Really nice vision from him to find her through the traffic.
And whether it was actually to her or to the person cutting behind her doesn't really matter. What you do is, if the disc is thrown in your direction, catch it. Worry about if it was thrown to you later. If you're not the target, it doesn't matter. Just catch it.
True, and Springfield has done well. They've shown promise early, and being able to transition from that offense to defense to offense.
I really want to see how Clark reacts to this zone. Now that they've seen it for a couple points, there's probably an excellent chance that Springfield's going to come down in it again. I mean, you keep working the zone until it doesn't work anymore.
True, and you've seen on the last point, the concept was there. You saw Clark drop that middle handler behind the cup as a kind of dump, what we would call a dump swing. Mm-hmm. It's just that swing pass just needs to be a little bit faster. To see that the concept's there, it's just how they're going to execute against the Springfield zone.
So Springfield ready to pull, right side of your screen in the maroon and black. Worcester on the left, or Worcester, Clark. I think Clark is in Worcester.
Clark in Worcester. Yes.
Clark is in the white on the left of your screen. And the pull is up. A lefty pull. We have a lefty.
It's up, and it's a good one.
Middle of the field. And they come out in the zone again. Good handler movement. Good job by the popper getting open. The handler didn't see him.
Yeah, but again, you see that offensive concept from Clark
in the middle of the field. But they allow the cup to set back up, which is what you don't want to do.
Yeah, no, they had the jailbreak there. They'd gotten the disc up and over the cup.
They are showing a great deal of patience. Clark moving the disc now. Fakes the hammer. Got the defense out of position, and then layout attempt by Clark.
Yeah, it looks like
they're trying to push the Springfield to the sideline. Oh, strike cut is open. And low throw, caught very nicely.
Yeah, really nice break throw there from Springfield.
Near sideline, looking for the deep throw. Sees him cutting out the back and across the end zone towards the sideline. Another score for Springfield Pride.
Good patience there from Springfield, taking that extra beat, and then letting the cutter get open on the backside of the end zone.
Well, and the woman who made the sliding catch here really made that point. You know, it was a good break throw. She got low, got beneath it, caught it, stood up, made a really nice throw, and then you could see that coming from the back of the stack. You could see from this side of the field, that's what they wanted. No one else moved, one cutter around, and the defender couldn't keep up, and it was a score for Springfield Pride.
And you can see Clark responded well with the last point, but it would just be keeping those fundamentals there and just looking for those openings in the Springfield zone.
Yeah, and I think one of the things they're going to need more action from their poppers, those cutters in the middle. They're standing a little bit still. They need at least one person moving in and busting up the cup. The idea is you want to get the person who's in the middle of the cup and one of those other off people in the cup to move together, because it opens up the middle very easily, makes for easy throws through the middle. And once you break the cup through the middle, it's just boom, 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 all up the field for a point. A little more action from there, because their handlers are doing a good job. Their wings are doing an excellent job. A little more action from their poppers, and I think they're going to see lots of success.
True, and we've seen the start of those, and it's still early in the
Correct.
game for Clark.
And by the way, this is their first game of the day. So we've had a lot of first games today, even though we've done 3.
True, and it is. It is always phenomenal to see these teams come from far away, to come from Springfield, Massachusetts, to come from Worcester, Massachusetts.
All over the place. It's an awesome tournament, and it's the teams that make it awesome. Oh, nice, perfect. That is what I mean by popping through the middle. Active cutter. A little bit of a risky throw,
but at the same time, it was there.
And we have a throw to the middle of the field, score in the end zone. Boy, Springfield is just being really quick with their scores on these turnovers. Clark's going to have to adjust their defense, and that's another thing that makes the zone defense makes it a challenge when you're playing offense against the zone defense. Is who do you pick up if there's a turnover when you're going from offense to defense? And you got to communicate. It doesn't matter, we're playing mixed, which means there are men and women on the field at the same time. It doesn't matter, you don't need to, if you're a woman, you don't need to pick up another woman. You need to pick up who's open. So get a little bit more communication in that transition. They did a really nice job initially in busting up that cup. So let's see if they can continue that.
With the score here, 4-0 in favor of Springfield Pride, here on the Maine Ultimate YouTube channel. Here in this showcase of mixed ultimate.
Oh, and it is a gorgeous afternoon out here. It's probably in the 60s right now. A little bit of wind. It's gusty. It's not consistent. Definitely a beautiful day for some college ultimate. Springfield getting ready to pull.
Really could not have asked for better weather for this ultimate tournament.
And the pull is up. Coming out of bounds and back in, will land near the near sideline.
Yeah, it sounds like Springfield is going to set up
and
for...
that is a genius move. You try and trap it
So you'll see the mark trying to take away that.
Oh, yep. That's all you need. All you need is a little reset. Ooh, he was out of bounds.
Then you'll see them.
Clark moving the disc now.
Really good job and playing the.
Beautiful throw by 23 to the end zone, just out of reach of her teammates. I will tell you, this 23 is their primary popper, and she is just exploiting the defense. She is doing a really good job of getting open, getting the disc, and then making the move, making the next throw. Now we've got some communication on defense, so we know who's on who. Clark has adjusted.
It looks like with a little more time to set up, they look a little more organized on defense.
Yes.
Yeah, but still able to complete the pass there. Springfield will dump it off to the far sideline. Take a pause, swing it into 87. 87.
Good give and go. And we have a deep throw backhand curling just away from his team.
Yeah, it looked like.
I'm guessing now this is a mistake. This is a mistake by Clark. They need to get the disc moving before that defense gets set. Nice, 23. Oh, good effort by 23. Open again, just unable to corral it. Far sideline, Springfield takes over.
No, yes, and as you were saying, being able to get that disc moving before the defense sets is always an asset. Good
hand block again, our first of this game.
First, I believe that's our fourth in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's been quite impressive.
It has been
All right, now they got to get it off the sideline. Do whatever it takes, get it off the sideline. Ooh, risky. Always got to go to the disc. Don't wait for it to come to you. Oh, nice. Got it off the sideline. Can they get it to the middle of the field?
Yep, and they're running that zone offense.
Oh, good break force. That's what you need right there. Moving disc, far sideline, on the sideline. Patience with, another hand block. Springfield, tried to get it and move and just get under a little bit and floated it out of bounds.
Yeah, this is a small unforced error there from Springfield.
And again, they wait for him to set up on defense for some reason. Nice, middle of the field. Clark with the disc.
Yeah, nice high release backhand.
Oh, great spot of 23 in the middle of the field.
23 for Springfield has done a really good job finding those soft spots in the zone.
She has layout by 17. Clark
Excellent.
moving the disc now. Oh, a little bit excited. Got a little bit excited. Tried to score on that one. Turns it over. Springfield gets the disc near sideline. Nice rundown, and we have a deep throw, backhand, curling back to the middle of the field and it is caught for a point.
Excellent find there. Excellent find there by Aaron Richards. Just trying to find the open man out the back of the end zone, and was able to connect.
Yeah, Clark is doing such a good job now against that zone. They're just not finishing.
Yeah, and what we've seen earlier in the afternoon and continuing into this game, it's been a continual block party.
Yeah, it has. Now because they've had success with it and they're throwing that same zone. Is Springfield going to try to adjust their zone because they are getting a little bit exploited in the middle? So are they going to try and adjust to that?
Yeah, it looks like both teams are taking a timeout here. I think Clark maybe to go over getting those finishing touches onto the offense.
Sometimes, especially we saw in that point when they were really moving the disc up, and then it happens. You're in the game, you're in the flow, you catch the disc, you're really excited, you're moving it against the zone, and you want to score right now, and you rush a throw. I think this timeout is by the coaches to kind of say, hey, reset, take a step back, take that extra beat. You've said that a number of times already today, Finn. Take that extra beat.
Yeah, and I think it would serve Clark well because they've shown such promise, and they've shown that they have those fundamentals there. It's just not letting the moment get to you.
Yep. And they've got, they've been getting what I haven't seen from the Clark team, from any member so far when they catch the disc and the defense starts shifting to them. There's been no panic. There's been no, oh my gosh, here comes the zone. What do I do? Throw it away. The throwaways have been just rushing the throw because you're excited, you're beating the defense. It hasn't been a panic mistake.
True, and we have seen some of those jailbreaks. We've seen the ability to get it instead of going side to side. We've seen the ability to get it through the cup, and so we'll look to see Springfield exploit that, and perhaps get your middles more involved at the backside of the cup and start to push those poppers and make that throw unavailable.
Yeah, and when you noticed on the transition here, when Clark was allowed to set their defense on the turnover, they did much better. It's when there's that confusion that, who's open, who do I guard? And Springfield is saying, well, we're going to immediately try and exploit. One person's going deep, one person's cutting under, and someone's going to be open in that first second or two where there's a little confusion on who's guarding who. So we'll see what happens now with Springfield pulling from the left in the dark, up 5-0, pulling towards Clark in the white on the right.
Yeah, and that
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, and we'll look to have them keep the zone, even though the wind has been a minimal factor here in this third game.
Well, we saw Springfield play zone all last year, and it wasn't just because of the wind. Ooh, risky by number 50, but she gets away with it.
Yeah, and
good patience.
Yeah, and
middle of the field. Oh, great grab by number 5. Oh, yeah. Immediately dishes, gets this moving.
Really good.
Oh, nice snag by 50.
True, with the work of number 23 and with number 50 here, Clark's poppers have been doing a good job in trying to disrupt the zone more.
And 50's doing a great job of showing pace. And oh, she throws it. Oh, that's open. He comes back for it right at the front of the end zone. Cross throw defended by the trailing defender. Way not to give up on the play, Springfield.
Yeah. You could see, you could see the offense building there from Clark, and really good job there by number 86 for Springfield to catch up.
Deep throw and caught near sideline. No one to help him out. Springfield's waiting.
Yeah, you could hear.
And hammer for a point into the front corner near the end zone.
Never a bad decision to bust a hammer out early on in the game. That will drive the score to 6-0.
And they get that one. Springfield always has someone going deep. And sometimes they look it off, but it doesn't even need to be deep to the end zone. Just get it up the field, and hopefully your teammates will trail and come help you out.
And they've been doing and that serves to stretch the field out and to give your undercutters a lot more space with which to work.
And that was really good patience by the Clark offense again, right up until the end zone, and then just rush the throw a little bit instead of waiting for the cut to develop a little bit more, and the Springfield trailing defender got there.
True. When it looked like Clark was right there on the doorstep. That was MJ McGillicuddy for Springfield, doing a really good job recovering and being a central point at that point, going Springfield's way.
All right, Springfield preparing to pull. The pull.
Some R-rated chants going on here on the
PG-13. Clark in high spirits, gotta love it.
As Springfield will pull from right to left across your screen. Their zone showing success here early in the early goings.
Well, you know, you're trying to make them make a lot of throws and get the turnover, and that's exactly what's happening. They're making a lot of great throws, and then one that doesn't connect, and you've got your turn.
And as you said, with the previous iterations of Springfield here on the previous iterations of Springfield we've seen here on the live streams, that's been a tradition of theirs to have that strong zone. And
slip.
It looked like it was unforced error. The throw was for a zig and the cutter zag, but Springfield gets it right back.
Yep, that was a couple of unforced errors on both sides. 92 throws for the end zone, corner of the end zone. Is she in? Nope.
Yeah, it looks like she may have.
She pivots, far, throws it up, and defended.
Look, there was a little bit of congestion there on the far side corner of the end zone.
The worst thing you can do to a player is when they have the disc, immediately surround them with 5 people, because now all of a sudden you've got 5 defenders, so you have 10 people within the really close to the disc.
Yeah, really good job there by Clark to try and work it off here the near sideline here.
Yeah, they're again using, it looks like they've got 4 handlers on the field, and one of the handlers is acting as a popper to help them give a little more flexibility in their offense. And now we've got a deep throw, up, almost grabbed by 27, but defended by Springfield. That was open.
Even so, they're set up with nice field position here. Here in their own offensive third.
And we have Springfield players breaking deep all over the place, give and go, and ran in, so he needs to reestablish an easy point. So for those who are a little unfamiliar with Ultimate, you're in or out depending on your first point of contact with the disc in your possession. So if your elbow is in bounds and that's the first point of contact, you're technically in bounds or in the end zone. Now, if you're standing, straddling a line, and you catch it, you're not in, because it's considered one of your first points of contact is out of bounds. So it's first point of contact, whether you're in or out, and you only need one body part, a toe, a fingernail, as long as some part of your body is in when you stop rotation of the disc.
And as true, and we've seen I think we've seen more so in this game than we've seen in other games. So we've seen a lot of long throws in the same third of the field.
Yep. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of, you're going to trap us on the sideline? Well, we'll just throw it up the sideline. Okay. And it's working. And hey, we have our first of the day, someone taking half at the correct time. How about that? At the correct score.
That being said, looks like this game will be to 13.
That is correct.
As opposed to the previous 2 games, which extended themselves to 15.
So if you notice the signs around the field, these are some of our sponsors. They sponsor Maine Ultimate Summer Leagues, winter leagues, this tournament, and some other tournaments. We'd like to say a big thank you to all of them. A big thank you to all the volunteers that make this happen. We're all volunteers, and it takes a lot. A little side note, both Finn and I decided we don't like money, so we spent it at the merchandise tent. Now I'm guessing that all the great swag from this tournament is probably already gone. However, if you're watching this at home or if you're watching this later, go to maineultimate.org and you can order some of the swag you might have missed out on.
True, and the swag provided by Breakmark Ultimate, fine manufacturer of ultimate apparel,
all right, so what are you looking for in the second half here, Finn?
So I think if you're Clark, it's finishing.
Yep.
That the foundation's there. You as you saw it with their ability, they've been able to find the holes in the Springfield defense, but it's those last couple throws that they're missing out on. And if you're Springfield, you keep doing with what's working. That even though Clark has been able to find those holes, they've been able to exploit them. They haven't panicked, which has worked out really well for them, and keeping that zone formation. Yeah, and if they want to keep running the table, I think it's their formula for success.
Yeah, they need to. They're doing it. They're really good, opportunistic on offense, meaning it's a quick turn or it's a turn on defense. Take advantage of the offensive hesitation when they're transitioning defense and score, and they're doing a lot of that. So we'll see what the second half brings, with Springfield looking like they're getting ready to pull in the maroon and black, with Clark, Wootown Killer Bees, in white on the right. Clark is doing a really good job of getting open in the middle. So can they finish? And we talked about it in the other two streams. This is probably the first real game for each of these teams this year. Certainly the first tournament. College Ultimate, generally in the spring. And in the fall, you're trying to transition in new players, kind of get a rhythm. And to me, it seems like Springfield's really got their newer players in their rhythm as far as zone, offense, and defense. Whereas Clark getting there, and maybe later today or next week, they finish in against those zone defense looks.
True, and if we were to be a fly on the wall in practice, seeing, maybe seeing that continuation happen, or them talk about it. I think it's right there for them.
Yep.
And that it's all good things as we are ready for the second half. Springfield, as Mike mentioned, in the maroon and black, pulling from left to right across the screen. Clark, Wootown Killer Bees in their away whites, working on offense from right to left across your screen.
And the pulls up, and curling back to the middle of the field. It's going to bounce and roll a little bit.
Field on to hop.
And they get immediately into that zone. And
Clark,
she was open. You just 23 was open again. Just rush the throw a little.
Yep, and looks like Clark doing really well, forcing that far sideline.
Moves it to the side, toward the sideline.
Really nice job there by 18 to just sink down into an open spot.
Another point by Springfield to the front, or do we have a contested?
It looks like we're having a discussion about it.
Yeah, he thought he was in, and it looked like the defender who was on him thought he was in, and there was some other discussion. But again, we have a situation where Clark just rushed the throw. 23 was wide open in the middle, and that was an easy progression up the field. So they got to shake that one off and come back out and get a little more focus, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams have picked up right where they left off in the first half. Springfield showing that really quick transition offense.
And they had, and this time Clark did have time to start getting the disc moving, and they didn't wait. They immediately started the disc moving, and then just rushed it a little bit.
Yes, as we saw, 23 was open right there in the middle of the field. Look there, the throw might have been a little bit wobbly.
Yeah, the wind is definitely picking up again.
Yeah, and then if you have, if you go forehand, maybe take a little extra snap, get a little more spin on your backhand. Try and combat that wind. But yes, no. If you're Clark, you shake it off. It's just 1 point at a time.
Now what you're looking to do is you're looking to build on something. It's like, okay, let's take it back to the fundamentals. Let's take it back to basics. What I haven't seen them do is this year in mixed, I think it was this year or maybe it was last year, they changed some of the rules in that, so mixed generally, with 7 people on the field, in mixed you can go 4 men, 3 women, or 4 women, 3 men. And this year they've tried, or in the last couple of years, they've tried trying alternating between the two. So you start, say, 4 men, 3 women. The next 2 points are 3 women, 4 men. The following 2 points, 4 men, 3 women, and so on throughout the game. And when it's 4 women, one of the women is supposed to pull. So it doesn't look like they're doing that for this particular game. I'm not sure if it's a tournament decision or an in-game decision.
Interesting.
But that's the good thing about that is you get more players to pull, and the more experience you have pulling and everything else, the better off your team will be. So we'd like to see that a little bit more. Apparently Clark took another timeout, so we're, like I said, probably, as you said, kind of getting the reset. Let's start over, let's get this under control, let's build on something.
Yeah, and it's and I like the decision here from Clark to take that timeout, because it's been right there, that just taking that taking that extra beat, just saying just holding on to the disc a little bit longer, just taking that extra throw, or just looking at the defense, trying to look someone off. Move them with your eyes into a spot that they're not supposed to be in.
And you have seen a good deal of fakes from the Clark team. They're making that fake to try and get the defense to move a little bit, and then throwing. So let's see if they can continue doing that and put some points on the board, moving up this second half. So Springfield looking like they're ready to pull in the dark on the right, while we're still waiting for Clark in the white to get on the line.
And all credit to Springfield's defense. That they have done a really solid job in terms of being able to to set up well, and to recover. I think that's been a hallmark of theirs, at least in this game.
Yeah, you know, when they are getting beat in the middle, they're not just hanging their heads and going, "Uh-oh, we're in trouble." They're hustling back and trying to get into their position. What you'll also note is they're playing zone all the way up the field. Many teams will transition. So if, they'll get to, like if the disc gets much past midfield, they'll transition into person defense. I actually like, if you're in zone, stay zone the entire way, because you've got all these bodies strung across the field as you get closer and narrower windows to throw through. It makes it a lot more difficult for the other team to score.
True, and that is not something you usually see at a early season college tournament, because true, as you were saying, usually with those zone defenses, you'll get up to midfield, and then chaos will break loose as they try and transition into person.
Yeah, and that's, that can lead to a mistake. Even if you say, hey, we're transitioning to person in 2 throws, there's still that a chance for a little bit of confusion. Whereas if you stay in Z or all the way, it's like, all right, well, they scored on us, we got beat in our zone. Okay, let's throw it again. Not sure what is going on. It seems like a really long timeout. I don't know if Clark is hoping the wind dies down a little bit.
Well, it is a. I think it's a strategy that they're opting to take, and one that could. They're going to try and blunt a little bit of that. That Springfield momentum. It's just been rolling through this first half. And it looks like they've settled their shop, and we are back ready for more second half action.
Okay, maybe that was, maybe they are playing to 15. There's a lot of, I don't know if they called a second timeout and then they took half or what, but there's a lot of confusion about what they're playing to. But Springfield's ready. They're ready to roll in the maroon and black on the left of your screen. Clark on the white on your right, ready to receive the pull.
Look that there may have been a minor bit of confusion as to whether it was half, which direction the team's playing. But you're right. We are ready for second half action. Springfield up 8-0. Here, Clark looking to respond.
There's no doubt that so far Worcester has the best sideline today.
I don't think there's a debate to be had that as Springfield is ready. Looks like Worcester talking a little more sharp.
Guess they're probably setting up their zone offense.
Yep. And looks like we're ready.
And we have a forehand pull all the way up the field. Great pull. That's going to end up in the back of the end zone. That is a beautiful pull.
Excellent pull.
But Clark moves it quickly, and that is down. So that is we have a discussion. Ultimate is self-refereed, so we have a discussion on whether the disc touched the ground before it was in the offensive player's grasp. Both players disagreed, so it goes back to the thrower. And a little bit high.
But again, really good job there by the Springfield Poppers to find that soft spot right there in the center of the zone.
And Springfield showing a lot of patience in the middle of the field, vertical stack. And we have a score forehand into the front of the end zone.
And that will push the score to 9 to nothing.
Yeah, that was a squirrely point. I'd have to look at the camera to see if that was down or not. But it was, it certainly looked down from this angle, but there was a disagreement. The offensive player thought he got his hands under it to start, and so because he and his defender couldn't agree, it went right back to the thrower, and they reset, and that's the way Ultimate works.
Yeah, it was really good spirit of the game to show. To just say, even though it's in that high stress situation, to just both talk it out, send it back, reset.
These are some of the things that separate Ultimate from other sports is the spirit of the game. You're calling your own fouls, you're having discussions on the field. You don't have refs. You can't blame a bad call on the refs, and this respect between opponents, it's what makes this game great, in my opinion, best.
True, and as we return here to Ultimate Action, it is 9 to nothing in favor of Springfield Pride here at the 2022 iteration of the Lobster Tournament.
Springfield getting ready to pull. Looks like they're setting up their zone defense in the really cool maroon and black jerseys, and the pull is off.
And so we'll want to focus on this point to be on who's going to be the deep because now Clark is going with the wind.
Correct. Nice catch in the middle of the field. Back to a handler, far sideline. Ooh, and the middle ate that up.
And it looked like Springfield may have been talking about that with Clark getting consistently open.
And deep throw, curling back to the middle of the field for a point in the end zone.
And that was into the wind.
Into the wind, as Clark were setting up their own zone defense.
They will stretch it to 10 to nothing.
That was not a trivial throw. That outside in against the wind, forehand, curling back to the middle, in the middle of the end zone. Basically, you're trying to throw it to a spot and hope your guy gets there before the defender does.
And they executed it to perfection. Because it looked like Springfield had made some adjustments on defense, realizing that Clark was getting that consistent middle look open. Yep. And look, they might have been talking about it on defense. You have that middle poach in and take that way in, and it paid off for them.
And now Clark has to say, all right, well, they cut that off. So now what we need to do is we need to bring that popper closer into the cup to force that middle to move up and open stuff up behind that middle position.
True, and that's where you can utilize your upside down throws, your hammers, your scoobers. Pop stuff up and over the top of the cup.
Yep, and even in the wind, a short little scoober over the cup's going to work.
True, and then that opens up the whole field to your poppers and to your secondary throws.
So Finn, why is it called a scoober?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know the history of that either. A little bit of trivia.
True.
Well, they say a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. Probably better we don't know.
That being said, it is a fun word and a fun way to describe an otherwise silly throw.
So the first time a lady gets to throw for Springfield on the pull, setting up their zone defense.
Sure.
I'm liking the look of this cup. We'll see what happens. Clark moves far side of the field. Again, you're seeing lots of really good fakes from these Clark throwers.
Yeah, and both, and Clark is doing a really good job on their offense, being able to swing that disc out. They'll get that cup moving and getting those open looks.
The more separation you get in that cup, the more it opens up. See, this right between these two players is wide open. You just need to relax and make the easy throw, like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, and then you get the big gainer. Oh, and that was just an unfortunate air bounce.
Yeah,
that happens.
It looked like there was a gust of wind that came in at the last second and popped that disc up and over the receiver.
So we got a little bit of confusion on the defense, but can Clark take advantage? They have man streaking and smart holster. Swing it back to the middle. Swing it to the far sideline.
And it looks like even without the presence of the cup, Clark's still working that.
That was a tough throw with that deep back there. Springfield gets the turnover.
Yeah, I like the look. A really good job with Springfield holstering that deep puck. You have 55. He's there. It looks like he's open out the back, and just an unfortunate error there from the Pride.
And dropping back into that zone. Now that's what's tough when you're playing zone. If you are a cutter and you are upfield, but in the zone you are in the cup, that is a lot of running for you. You're running back and forth if there's a couple turnovers. Clark's got to take advantage because that cup has to be getting tired.
Oh, but really good job by the cup to drop back and.
Oh, we have a deep throw to the far corner across the field. Oh! And it is caught for a point. A little bit of an undercut by the defender trying to get to the disc. Didn't sense the offensive person. And Springfield is now up 11-0. No one's hurt, but with good spirit, they help each other up and high-five each other.
True, nothing doing from the potential undercut, but you're right. It's something you have to be aware of when you get those medical passes.
Yeah, that was again. Clark starts moving the disc, and then they get a little bit either impatient or greedy and throw it into traffic instead of taking that extra beat and making sure the person is open when you make that throw.
You're right, and I think Springfield did a really good job at almost disguising their defense on that one. It looks like they had one of the members of the cup drop off and then get into that upfield lane.
Yeah, they are solid. They are solid in their zone. And if that's all you play and that's what you practice, you got to do it a lot to get to the point where you're moving as a unit.
And it looks like it has been for the most part seamless. Pride leading by a score of 11-0 here on the Maine Ultimate YouTube channel.
Pulling to Clark in the white.
So if you're Clark here, is there anything you'd want to change or transition, or do you want to stick with what you've got?
You got to build, right? Because you're here all day, you're here tomorrow. You got to build, and to do that, you need to have a little bit of success. So you need to, the coach needs to keep exhorting the players. Hey, keep playing. You're doing the right things. Just take an extra beat when you get the disc in your hand.
Really nice job there by Clark to get the break side throw.
Oh, great throw through the middle. Deep throw and defended. Clark.
It was defended well. Looks like the pair of Clark Cutter's. Looks like their knees may have dinged each other, and so we will take a.
So again, Clark moves the disc, right? They move the disc through the middle. They get it to 0-0. She gets it to 23, and then boom, take that extra beat. Find that next easy throw and make the easy throw. So with an injury on the field, we will await a trainer.
We will take a small break here, and we will return shortly with more mixed ultimate action.
And we will eat.
Ultimate Pride and the Clark Wootown Killer Bees. The score is currently 11-0 in favor of Pride.
And Springfield turns it over, middle of the field.
Clark looking to respond quickly here on offense, doing well to swing it back towards the middle of the field.
Oh, we have a deep throw. Oh, look, air bounced over the corner.
Looked like it was just popped up and over the top of everyone.
Yeah, you know, the wind at their back it might have surprised him, got a little bit extra on that.
Yep, as Clark will come out here in person.
And Springfield will run their horizontal. Wow, they were a little bit stagnant, and they got away with it by getting the disc off.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a little bit of poachiness going, which is always awesome. Oh, nice defense by 23.
Good defense by her. It looks like she had that read all the way, but Springfield able to quickly transition to their zone defense.
And just out of reach, their hair out of sync is Clark. Now near sideline.
And one thing that Springfield is doing well on offense is they're getting their handler movement to work out well, and they're not forcing, unlike they did just there trying to force that strike cut.
And we have a deep throw, curling back to the middle, forehand. Oh, just out of reach, a 0-0 in the end zone. Springfield will walk it up to the end line, and put it in play around the middle of the field.
Looks like it was just out of the reach if they were able to put a little more air under that under that forehand may have able to hang up for the score.
Yeah, that was a little blady. So what that means is the disc is on edge a little bit instead of flat. Oh, and we have a quick turnover. Clark looking to capitalize. But Springfield adjusts really well to the quick transition. Floaty disc, and oh, just out of reach of the Clark player. Springfield takes over, near corner of the end zone. Clark will try and force this sideline, keep the disc on this sideline. And that, oh, nice effort by Springfield. But didn't come back in. Oh, we have a foul call. Apparently the Springfield defender isn't contesting that he smacked, or the Clark defender isn't contesting that he smacked the Springfield player on the hand.
And so we will reset it here. Springfield in the shadow of their own end zone.
Like good job by Clark, cutting off, forcing that sideline.
Good job by the defense there to force that high stall, low percentage throw.
Clark in the white, moving the disc near sideline. Oh, just took his eyes off the disc for a second. And now Springfield seeks to take advantage of that confusion. Deep throw, backhand, curling back to the middle of the field. Read well by both the Clark and the Springfield player, but Springfield comes down with it to make it 12-0 Springfield.
Really nice job there by Springfield, not panicking on their own end zone line, doing a solid job, making sure to get that disc out and into open space. There was a little bit of congestion there at the high stall count, but good job on the recovery.
Yeah, you know, it was really what made that point for Springfield was their adjustment on defense. As soon as the disc was turned over, they weren't scrambling around, they were immediately playing defense. And because Clark was looking to capitalize immediately, and they couldn't because everything was covered up and they had to wait. And they got that a little bit under it, a little bit of air under it with the wind at their back, and it just blew it out of the reach of their player.
Yeah, and so Clark will look to answer here, and put up their first points of the day.
So we have Springfield preparing to pull. I'm guessing they're going to come down in zone.
I think given the data that we've seen from previous streams and from here today, I think that's a pretty safe bet. And why not? It's worked out well for them.
Yeah.
So.
It's not like they're struggling with it. All right, Clark preparing to receive. This ought to be a good pull with the wind at the back.
And we are ready.
And the 15-yard run up. And we have action.
Pull is a good one.
A little bit of floaty, so you can see the wind really starting to affect the disc. You got to get a little more zip on those throws now.
Yep.
Oh, a little too much zip on that throw.
It was a, but no, I like the.
Oh, that's going to be a point. Nice layout for the. Nope, not the point.
It was on the doorstep. But nice recovery.
And now we have a point from Springfield. That was the handler there got a little bit of tunnel vision, looking for one specific person to throw to when there were other options that were open. That swing was wide open, and the handler was focused too much on one player to throw it to. But as you see, it's getting wind is kicking up a little bit.
True, and I wonder if the first throw on that point had any factor in his decision making. That when he threw it up, you could see it wobble. You could see it wobble a little bit, and wanting to add a little more zest onto that dump pass. but no, you're right. It may be appropriate to get that tunnel vision, when it's stall 8, stall 9, and you're just looking to get the disc away. But
Right.
But lower in the stall count, you're 4, you're 5, you're 6. You don't need to panic so early. You can still have your eyes up the field, looking to get that mid throw or that over the top.
So we do apparently have a game to 15 again. So we will see. It's just one of these things like, well, what do you do, Clark? Well, you're making connections, you're making throws, you're making catches, you're moving it up the field.
I wonder if it's talking to your mids, if it's talking to your wings and saying, look, it's okay. Even if you have to hold on to the disc for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and they are involving their mids a great deal. And the pull is up, far sideline.
It's gonna stay in bounds.
The 10. And hey, look, they set up a zone.
And I liked what the mark was trying to do on that zone, try and funnel the throw up line, but Clark doing a really good job to break it and get that disc into the middle of the middle zone.
Got to get a little bit more movement. You can't be standing too flat-footed when you are playing zone offense. And we have a deep throw, Blade, good decision there. Oh, just through the hands of 33. If you want to get that cross field throw in a hurry, you want to blade it a little bit. And that was right there and just through the hands of 33. Springfield picks up on the far sideline.
But that's been the theme all day. They've had the right idea. And really good job on Clark being able to force that upfield throw, and they'll get a chance back here on offense.
Swing, good swing throw. Now fake and moving towards this sideline, which I figure Springfield is happy to oblige with.
Yeah, it looks like all of their defense has just been trying to get them here on the sideline. Really nice job with their short
break
throws
there by Clark, and now see that's what they're missing. That's wide open, and you got to hit that. Springfield picks up the disc near the far sideline, continuing with a strike cut, looking deep, coming back in the middle, forehand, and did he catch it?
And
he caught it.
And that will push the score to 14-0.
Yeah, it's. Well, again, that last point is a perfect example of what's been going on all game with Clark. They had that wide open and just a misthrow.
True, and that's the observation I was going to add. That point was a microcosm of the game for Clark. That you had those good looks, you had that good movement. It was the last throw that was just a little bit off.
Plus, I think microcosm is a much better term than what I used.
I don't know, I liked it. And Clark,
and yet the Clark sideline still rules all.
That they have been excellent all game and continue to be so. Mentioning that it's not about getting 15 points this next one. It's 0-0 game to 1.
Springfield in the cool maroon and black.
Although
the spanky white of the Clark team ready to receive.
But again, excellent dressers from both teams. Clark with the whites having the small killer bee on the front of the uniforms. Springfield in the maroon, and again with we see another forehand pull. As Clark will take over and push it up towards the far sideline, dumping it back, looking to get the swing. It will come, and
near sideline floats it just over the head.
Oh, an excellent effort.
Player lays out. Springfield looking for the end of the game here. They have an open person in the back of the end zone, and it's thrown forehand into the middle. Touchdown for Springfield for a finish of 15-0 for the Pride.
As I think Springfield's zone was really the deciding factor. It's been part of their program for forever, and we saw it on full display here.
You know, I would like to see what this Clark team does tomorrow if they were to play against a zone, because they're moving the disc. They're just not completing the job, and that's, you know, that takes a little extra focus, a little extra time. The handshake at the end, always a good thing, plus the cheer to follow.
True, and your Clark, even if you are unable to score this game, you have to take pride in what you're able to do. The foundation's there.
And as we've talked about, the sideline is there, and that's really what matters.
True, and that's so important with these long games like that, where the ability to get frustrated is certainly there. Clark didn't show that at all.
You know, and let's be fair. I mean, these are college age people. You know, some of them, this is their first experience with Ultimate, so it's going to take time for them to, to get in a rhythm, get in a flow. But they're all having fun, and that's that's the foundation of what this sport is about.
And it looks like we're going to have the cheer circles here forming in just a second.
And that's what it appears. So we've got coming up next our team who traveled the furthest, Buffalo. So make sure they are playing Branice men. So make sure you tune in at 2:15 for that game. So that gives you about a half an hour. Go get your lunch. Go get your second cup of coffee.
And welcome back to the Maine Ultimate YouTube channel, where we are already underway between the State University of New York, Buffalo, and Branice University. I'm Phineas Anderson, joined alongside by Mike Callahan. Mike, how you going?
Awesome. We've got in the blue the Branice team, and scoring for the Buffalo team, the wolf shirt Buffalo. I don't know what they are. SUNY Buffalo.
Buffalo green eggs and ham.
Yes. They traveled the furthest distance, so we are overjoyed to have them here and have them playing in one of our spotlight streaming games, and they just went up 1-0 over Branice Tron in the men's upper division games.
True, and they came out hot. They were able to work. It looked like Branice wasn't able to get a defense set, and we'll get a first look here at the Buffalo defense.
Yeah, we've got the. It'll be interesting because we've seen lots of stuff today, whether it's zone or person defense. So we'll see what Buffalo comes out with. I do really like the blue of those Branice jerseys, and of course the homemade wolf head of Buffalo just rocks the boat.
But it's been a consistent theme all day that the uniforms from both teams have been consistently excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, but as Branice said, looks like their light blue uniforms have a more Toon Squad theme, and their darks have a more Tron theme.
And the pull is up.
It is good.
Wow, good pull. Middle of the end zone.
It looks like
a side stack from Tron. The wind is really starting to pick up, making throws a little more of a challenge. And we have a pick called.
But regardless, good job by Tron to maintain possession. With a excellent diving, rolling attempt to keep the disc from hitting the turf. As the wind has really started to pick up here.
Picks are like basketball picks, only they're illegal in Ultimate. You cannot run your defender through another player to try and get open, accidental or not.
Yep.
Oh, and the Buffalo player gets the D. Near sideline, Buffalo takes over.
You can see
Looking. Swing back to the middle of the field, near sideline. Broken mark. Oh, but Tron recovers well on the defense. And we have a throw into the end zone. High going up for it is Buffalo, but unable to come down with it.
Still, I like the effort there from Buffalo. Even though it may have looked like it was going to someone out the back, just if you're there, if the disc is in your field.
Oh, we have a deep throw curling back to the middle of the field. Should be defended by Buffalo. Yeah, you're right, Finn. That was always go for the disc if you can get there.
Yeah, really like the give and go here from Buffalo.
Good handler movement. Can they get other people involved? Near sideline. Oh, short laser. Oh, that was a nice find, but unable to connect with his teammate in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like Buffalo is just looking to go up by that quick 2-0 score, and was just unable to connect on that final throw. But they'll look to keep the disc down here.
So Tron will bring it up to the front corner of the end zone. The mark is the person who guards the offensive person with the disc, and they are trying to force them and keep them on this sideline. Oh, break, and no, it is a turnover on the end line. See if Buffalo can capitalize.
That's been a consistent theme all day, and perhaps a growing trend we've seen. Defenders are doing a really good job of keeping their hands low and not letting those easy throws off.
Oh, good poach on the defense there, but the Buffalo player is able to sneak in behind. Score for Buffalo.
Yeah, really nice job getting on Buffalo, getting that. So you had that initial strike cut, and then getting a second strike cut right after that, and giving the handler an option right after the first cutter and his defender had cleared.
And the defender who poached to help. So poaching is a type of defense where you leave the person you're guarding to take up a space where you think the disc is going to go, either to prevent the throw from going off, or in that case, he saw the strike cut that you mentioned, Finn, getting just a little bit open, so steps up to try and take that away, and then eventually he would find the person he was on before. But his person didn't score, so you can get away with it when the person you're guarding you poach off of does not score.
True, but a really good job by SUNY Buffalo, starting off here 2-0.
And we've been told we are supposed to mock the gentleman with the glasses and the orange cleats on Buffalo about his jersey being really long and kind of a little ragged. His teammates told us that, so if you're a family member, don't get mad at us, get mad at his teammates.
As the pulls up, it rolls and is good. Branice doing well to recover.
It is a zone, and that forces the quick turnover. And Ratty Shirt tries to get open, does not.
And it looks like the Buffalo was willing to.
Just trying to score and just hits the hands and drops it, and that's disappointing. You just kind of shake it off and play defense. Now, going back into a really wide zone. This is definitely more of a standard 2-4-1.
True, they seem to be allowing Branice to have a lot of real estate.
Yes.
And really keeping an emphasis on just keeping everything in front.
Oh, nice little over the top. Good focus by Tron to come down with that.
Yeah, doing a really good job here. Just taking what the defense is giving them.
Yep. And deep throw to the near corner, in the back. Oh, and he comes up with the catch. Tron comes down with the disc and a beautiful, better catch than it was throw for sure. But the throw was not bad, just a little bit of wind up there.
True, it looked like that may have that had the potential to go sailing out the back of the end zone, but really good job by Tron to keep their feet in bounds and to make sure that came down for the score.
So there's a couple different types of defense you can play. You can play person, which is where you guard one person, you stay with them the entire time. Or you can play zone, and the idea behind zone is to occupy a space. That space is yours to defend, and no matter who comes in and out of it. And there's a couple different types of zone to play, of course, and the one that Buffalo seems to be playing is what we call a 2-4-1, where we have two people really up kind of close to the disc. You can't have more than one person within 10 feet of the offensive person with a disc, otherwise it's double team. The two kind of in the middle of that cup are a little bit deeper than a traditional three-person cup, but it's really meant to gum up the middle. Then you have two on the sidelines and one deep. And the idea is to keep everything in front of you and make the offense make a bunch of throws in the hopes that they'll eventually turn it over.
So it looks like we have some spirited action from the sidelines here. Competing chants as Tron will pull from right to left across your screen. As we take a look here at the Buffalo offense.
Near side. Oh, we have a deeper throw. Oh, good read by the offensive player. Patience, and oh, a little bit low. That was.
I think he's arguing he had his hand underneath.
Booth review.
Yeah, I wish we could do instant replay. That would help.
Yeah, and
it's decided he made the catch.
Buffalo maintain possession.
Forcing back, far sideline.
Yep.
Good job by the Tron defense to recover.
Oh, I think now would be an excellent time for a hammer.
It's always an excellent time for a hammer. Far sideline, really trying to clamp that down. Oh, nice job by the Buffalo player to catch the disc with 1 foot in bounds.
Yeah, really nice toe drag action there from Buffalo, and a really nice job by the handler to get that throw up and over where the defense couldn't reach it. Have it come back in bounds.
Hey, Branice played some really good defense on that point. You know, they got into position. They didn't let getting beat on that kind of mid-range deep throw their entire game off. They recovered, they got in position, and they forced Buffalo to move the disc. So it was really, really well done.
No, it was an excellent job by both teams. And no, you're right. Branice, they made Buffalo make a low percentage throw. Didn't get beat by the fundamentals.
And you know, so far this game is looking really competitive and a lot of skill on that field. Buffalo in the gray wolf head jerseys and ready to pull to Tron from Branice in the blue and blue/orange.
Pull is up, and it's a good one.
Oh, caught. First pull I think we've seen caught today. Awesome, always catch. And good fake to the deep. Around to the, good constant, we have a foul call. One of the things that makes ultimate the best game ever is you call your own fouls. There are no refs.
Yeah, I think what they were calling is that there was contact either on the throw or on the attempted catch that the defender was playing patty cake with.
Yeah. And so if you get a foul called on you, that doesn't automatically mean you fouled the person. That means that person thinks they do, and you can either contest or no contest. So if you agree with the call, then the person gets to keep the disc right there. If it's contested, you say, no, I didn't foul you, contest, it goes back to the thrower.
And so it appears the outcome of this one has been no contest.
Oh, a little bit of a wind problem throw, but Tron comes down with it. Good in cut by 34.
Yeah, it looked like he was so wide open. He was able to peel off the back of his cut and still remain open. But yes, well, as Branice doing a really good job making sure that Buffalo is playing off the back of them and then getting those easy throws underneath. As Branice,
far side of the field, trying to force that other sideline. Now we're back around to forehand.
Yep. Tron doing a nice job of rotating in between those.
Oh, and a little out of reach of 34. Nice job by Tron moving the disc. Near side of the field, Buffalo has the disc. Near sideline.
Good strike cut. Looking and throws it right to a Branice defender.
Yeah, that was a high stall count. I'm trying to get rid of this throw.
Good strike find by Branice.
A little bit of confusion in the Buffalo defense. Now we seem to have that. Oh, and miscommunication, but no. Tron thought he was cutting deep. He started cutting back to the middle just as he released it, and so a little miscommunication there by Branice. Buffalo brings it up near side of the field.
There you could see there was just a small bit of miscommunication as they will.
Oh, and more miscommunication.
Yeah, look, they were just trying to pop a lazy swing pass over there, and it looked like the handler wasn't quite ready for it. Branice swinging down towards the
and you can't do that with the wind. You got to put a zip on it. And we have a score in the far corner of the end zone by Branice. And he's feeding his thrower.
Yeah, it was a really nice job by Branice. Even though you're there, you're on the corner, you're on the edge of the end zone, taking that extra time.
Yeah.
And really taking that extra swing pass, and maybe you'll bring it to the near side, take it towards the far side, bring it back, and then once you get an open cutter, then you punch it in, as they did right there. Excellent fundamental offense.
We've actually been seeing a lot more patience in this game from both teams than we've seen a little bit today. Trying to make sure making the extra throw if they need to, taking their time, not trying to rush anything, just taking what's being given. And so Branice gets ready to pull against the wind.
And we'll get another look at Buffalo's offense here. They've at least here in the early goings, they've shown to be fundamentally sound.
Wind will be at their back, so will they take the deep throw or will they work it?
It would be huge here from Branice if they're able to get this break.
And Tron pulls. Oh, that's getting stuck in the wind. That's going to end up right around midfield, just past the midfield stripe.
Excellent short field position. It looks like they're going to go horizontal.
Yes, they are moving into a horizontal stack offense. And we have a deep throw towards the end zone to the tallest man on the field, and unable to come up with it is Buffalo.
But the play design was there.
Yeah, you had that under that was, you fake the throw to the under, and then you take the deep, following up behind him. Especially when the person is several inches taller than the person defending him. Oh, nice snag by Branice. Oh, goes with the lefty, which could be a mistake, and it is.
Yeah, again, you had the break. They were able to work the disc up and out of the cup. They had a whole bunch of
and we have
players
this front corner. Oh, layout almost comes up with it, just out of reach. You got to think at this point that maybe the wind is getting a little bit, having a little bit of effect on this game.
Yeah, it looks like Buffalo working with that.
Now that is a double team. Now he's backing off. Now technically it's not a double team if it's not called. All right, we've got the Buffalo, middle of the field, about the 20. Oh, and just out of reach. You may have heard some shouting on the field. That was a pick being called, but because the offensive player didn't come up with the disc, what the hell is that? Ignore that.
Interesting.
The scoreboard seemed to be malfunctioning. Okay. Zone defense for the Buffalo team against this Branice offense. Going against the wind, this is a smart move.
We had been warned that the scoreboard was perhaps slightly temperamental.
We tried talking nice to it, but it didn't matter. Pointing to the far corner, cross, nope, goes with the easy under.
Yeah, as we saw in the.
Oh, and that gets in.
Yeah, looks like the wind may have eaten that throw a little bit, trying to pop the give and go.
Yeah, you know when you're a little bit impatient and you're going cross field and you get that bottom of the disc exposed to the wind, that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to carry away on you.
It looked like we got a fake which opened up that upside throw as trying to work it up against the wind.
Yeah, against the wind, middle of the field, getting the easy resets. No one's moving the cup or the offense, so no one's getting tired. And we have, oh, good job by the wing coming up.
And really nice job finding that open dead space on the far sideline.
Yep, trying to get it back to the middle, trying to work it back to the middle of the field, but still on the far side of the field.
Yeah, you can see the off member of the cup really just waiting for the near side cutter or near side handler to pick down. Although we have a bit of a jailbreak going on here.
Yeah, but the wind is enough that it's making him think twice about that. But that's a beautiful find on the sideline. So fire is called, which is a general term to transition to person, and that was a good throw. It was up the sideline towards the middle of the field on the forehand, but just against that wind, it's just a tough throw.
True, but if you're Branice, you have to be happy with the way your offense has been running so far. Really consistent, taking what the defense has been giving you.
Oh, and we have there was some miscommunication there. They had a play fake deep, and he started to cut under just as the handler threw it deep. And now they've got him trapped on the end line in a zone.
Stop just standing! You're not open!
Moving towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, really nice find there by the middle handler.
The middle of that cup is wide open, and that's what they're finding. It looks like they've got one mark that's about straight up, and then 4 people now around that. They're totally abandoning this sideline because the near sideline because it's a very hard throw to make against this wind. All right, we see an offensive foul call where the player on defense felt the offensive player put a hand on him to prevent him from jumping, and we have a contest, so it goes back to the thrower.
Yeah, and it's yeah, and it sounds like we've had a transition to a person defense,
working back to the middle of the field, far sideline. Vertical stack for against the person defense, and 34. Oh, just or number 20 that time, just out of his reach for Branice.
And Buffalo will have a chance to recover here.
With the wind at their back, running a vert stack, and we have a timeout called on the field. So there are a number of different offenses you can run. Vertical stack is when you have a couple handlers, which are the players that touch the disc the most. They're your throwers, are back, and everyone else is in a vertical line up the field, and you cut out of that in order to open up space. You've got all the space on both sides of that stack. This vertical stack, or this horizontal stack, is you have 3 handlers back, and then you have 4 cutters across the field, and they work in tandem. Usually if one person's cutting in or under, the person that's their partner on that side of the field is cutting deep or out. So that's what seems to be happening. You've seen a couple times this Buffalo team taking those deep shots, especially with the wind at their back.
True, and with the wind having not been as much of a factor in the earlier games, it's really starting to pick up now. And so you'll have to think that teams going from left to right across your screen will want to really utilize that wind, and perhaps play defense for teams that are coming up the field from right to left across your screen.
Correct, because when the wind gets to be this strong, it's a lot harder to throw against this wind. So if you can pin them back, you're counting on eventually getting a turnover. And even if you turn it over a couple times, marching the length of the field with a strong wind in your face is definitely a challenge.
Because really all it takes is just one throw that you leave a little too high, don't put enough spin on, and it's eaten by the wind.
Yeah. And zone's almost a benefit to an offense in that situation, because you can make short throws and you can put some zip on them and kind of march it up the field. I mean, it's going to take you a while, but you can do it. Whereas if they were playing them zone, it might be a little harder to get some of those open throws. Or a person, it might be harder to get some of those open throws. Buffalo running a vert stack now, far sideline.
And you could see Branice do. Looked like they were starting to bracket a little bit, anticipating that undercut.
Ooh, that was a risky throw, but it worked out.
Yeah, you may have been able to see the Branice defender.
Almost got the hand on that. They're setting up their zone, keeping everything in front of them against this wind.
Yeah, it looks like they're sticking with the 2-4-1.
The deep here is paying way too much attention to this guy on the sideline. That is a really hard throw.
Yep.
Oh, and another block. That's like the 6th today. Oh, we have a scuba for the point, middle of the end zone. So scuba is kind of an upside down throw, usually from, if you're right-handed, overhead from the left shoulder, as opposed to a hammer, which is a little bit more overhead. If you're lefty, just reverse that. So now we have a score of 4-2 in favor of Buffalo Green Eggs and Ham. We're looking at Branice getting ready to receive with the wind at their back. Maybe they'll use a little bit of the same strategy of, hey, let's huck it deep and pin them back there and see if they can get it off the line.
And I think on a day as today, I think that's it's a solid strategy. You can see it just worked out for SUNY Buffalo.
I will say that these two teams, this has been a really competitive game so far, and you know, this is, in all likelihood, their first tournament of the year, with the college season being generally in the spring. So you've got a lot of new faces on your team. You're trying to get into a rhythm, and they're both playing pretty well.
Yeah. You can see those. Yeah, you can see those fundamentals. The flow is working really well from both teams, and Toronto's looking to respond here.
Yep, and this one's gonna roll a little bit. Can they stop it? Ooh, the wind played havoc with that.
Yeah, really good job getting that first throw, as Tron will work it up, and looks like that went through the zone and through Tron as well.
Branice doing an excellent job calling out who they are guarding so that they can don't leave people wide open.
Yep.
Near side of the field, pick called.
Yeah, and it sounds like the coach for Tron is asking his defenders to, instead of playing over their offensive players, to play them under.
Right. So what that means is you want them to throw over your head, because in this wind you don't think they can connect.
And I don't think it's a bad strategy.
In this one, no, that's not at all. Oh, good bid by Branice player. Couldn't quite get there. And there is that floaty pass that is D'd by Branice. Trying it, nope, no quick strike. They get their defense on pretty quick.
Yeah, no, the strategy of forcing people to go over the top of the throws, it paid off well for Branice.
Yeah. Now Branice moving the disc well, a little bit of a travel there, uncalled. Oh. And that is great spirit on the Branice side. The player dropped it, and they're like, hey, keep your head up, play defense. Don't get discouraged, and that's what you need to hear. Good throw, middle of the field.
Good response here by Buffalo.
Yeah, they are working the disc against this wind.
I think
trying to go around. Oh, good around. No call. Just some chaos. Ooh.
Yeah, you thought maybe you'd get a call there with the pause in the action, but
and just out of reach. Another turnover, far sideline. Branice picking it up. They're trying to Buffalo's trying to force that sideline now. Oh, and that's what we have now. The deep throw, and oh wow, what an air bounce. But that's what you want. If you're Branice, keep it down here, right, Finn?
Yeah, I think you're in as good a position as possible.
Make them go the length of the field to score.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're looks like they're bracketing the stack and making sure that nothing gets underneath.
And that yeah, and quick turnover, and instead of getting too excited, wait for the thrower to come, pick it up. He will bring it to the front of the end zone, tap it in, and then you're ready to go.
And it looks like they may be running an isolation play here.
Yeah, that was a case of the mark being either the mark was wrong or the defender was in the wrong spot, because he was forcing the far sideline, and the defender upfield was closer to the near sideline, so that was wide open.
All right, and with the score 4-3 here, Branice holding serve, if you will. Really,
and now they have the excitement of, all right, we get to pull upwind, baby.
Arguably one of the harder throws in Ultimate to make.
Yeah, against this wind, you could get away with some blade stuff if you do a little inside out and hope it rolls, or if you can put a lot of spin on it. So, I mean, you know, you look at some of these upper level club players, and you know, the wind doesn't mean that much to them. They can do just like, yeah, whatever, I'll get it down there.
True, but it can be intimidating when you're here your first or second ultimate tournament, and you know your team just done you got a big score. You need to pull up wind.
Yeah,
that can be.
You've got enough experience in this game that I actually like throwing. If I'm on the field, I like throwing into the wind better than the wind at my back because it's predictable. When the wind is at my back, if you get under it a little bit, all of a sudden you get all these air bounces and the disc does funky things. And you get the forehand, which if for me I'm a righty, it means I'm throwing with my right hand like I would flicking that disc out, and you feel the wind hit the disc as you're about to release it, and you just hold on to it because you're like, wow, that's a lot of wind. But if it's against you, you can put the nose down and really drive through the wind. And now we have a discussion about where the disc went out of bounds. Did it land out or did it roll out? If it landed out, he can take it to the middle. If it rolled out, he has to play it from the sideline.
I think they're determining that it landed and rolled out, so they will take it from the sideline.
Oh, beautiful throw from the handler, cross field, near the end zone, in the end zone for Buffalo. Towards this near cone, just a really good forehand throw on that. On that deep throw, and good job of showing patience on the receiving end. Well done, Buffalo. So now Branice gets to play with the wind and see if they do a similar strategy as they did last time, which, after trying to move the disc a couple times, they threw it deep, wasn't connected, but then they played defense and then get the quick transition.
True, and it will be important for Branice here to respond, because that's been the theme these past couple points. People just holding serve, and with the wind being what it is, working the disc downfield, even if you get a turnover or two, just remain patient, make sure nothing gets underneath.
Yep.
And then it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the disc comes back to you.
And if you can. If you can score into the wind, that might be the difference in the game. The team that scores into the wind.
As Buffalo will get the opportunity to pull upwind, as Branice did not so long ago.
Buffalo in the wolf head shirts and your Branice Tron in the blue.
As we are up, and for pulling into the wind, it's a good one.
And caught again, I love it. Always catch the pull if you can. They are assuming it's zone and it's not.
Yeah, it looks like Buffalo has come down in person.
Oh, and right through the hands of the Branice person. Now it's like, okay, I got to play D. Let's get the turn so we can keep the wind at our back. Far sideline, Buffalo about to pick it up and put it in play.
I like what Buffalo did in terms of really sitting down and taking some time to set up their offense. Branice, however, able to force that risky strike cut and able to get a turnover right off the first throw.
And now we're about midfield, far sideline. Everything is open. You can work the disc or you can huck it. And it looks like they're going to try and work it. Far sideline still. Oh, back to the middle of the field, and the air just killed that one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it looked like he had that open swing there, but you're right, at the last second the wind took it and put it on the turf.
So about the 25 towards the far end of the field. Nice fake, trying to take the under away, trying to go with the strike cut, and that was a punt on probably stall 8 or 9.
Yeah, it looked like a no look up the far sideline strike throw that just wasn't. That wasn't quite there. Good cut there by number 7 for Branice. And they'll be in business here down the far sideline.
Yeah, they're keeping it. Oh, that was a tough call. Just kind of fumbled in his hand and couldn't quite get the grip on it. Now far sideline, Buffalo takes over. And we have a deep throw, backhand curling back to the middle of the field, and that is going to be a point in the end zone.
It was a risky throw there from Buffalo, but it looked like nobody went with the back of the stack. So
yeah, now that Buffalo has shown that they can throw it at least from midfield against the wind to the end zone, now you say, okay, well, everyone else guard under except the back in the stack, and the back in the stack make sure no one gets behind them. So Branice getting ready to receive from Buffalo, getting ready to pull with the wind at their back.
Yeah, as the score is 6-3 in favor of our furthest team, Buffalo.
And I am guessing they will probably be taking half whenever they feel like it. Maybe playing to 13, maybe playing to 15.
We've seen both iterations here today on the live stream. We've seen multiple games go to 15. We've seen our past game mixed between Springfield and Clark go to 13. So we will see here. With the score here. And the wind really doing a number on the.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep the control booth under control. All right. That would have been an awesome time to pull because they would have had to try and go against that. So Buffalo. Yeah. So Buffalo getting ready to pull on the left side to downwind to Tron from Branice on the right in the blue.
Yeah.
And the pull is up, and that's going to go out of bounds on the left side, or the far side of the field, rather.
Yep, looked like he put a little too much air underneath the IO backhand.
But again, they're coming down in zones, so it doesn't really matter. You know, it allows them to set up anyway. They don't have to worry too much about, making sure they get down to cover on defense or too much advantage. So yeah, Buffalo's running their zone now. Middle of the field, near sideline.
Looking to stay in that 2-4-1. But it looks to be almost almost rotational, if you will, with those sidelines.
Yeah, the wings are sort of pinching in a lot to add an extra wrinkle when it's coming close to their sideline. I mean, Branice, that's what you got to do. Short little throws, try and make a little progress. If you can't, get the reset.
Yeah, it looked like they had that wing open on the near sideline, but opted not to go and keep the disc in the center of the field.
Yeah, might have been, a little worried about the wind. I mean, even that little throw, you got to put rotation on the disc.
True. The wind really does a number. If you don't put enough spin on the disc, it can knuckle on people.
Oh, and that's airmailed, and Branice comes up with the disc, and they try and get.
As we will take a short break here on the Maine Ultimate Network. Appear to have a
cramp, maybe? Do not know. All right, so the rule with injuries in Ultimate is if you go down with an injury, you have to come off the field. and someone subs in for you, and then the opposite team has an opportunity to put a sub in. So if someone's really tired, they're allowed to sub out. That's the only time in Ultimate you're allowed to sub in the middle of a point.
Yeah, and it appears as if Buffalo will sub on, and Branice will remain with their offense as is.
Trying to get that disc off the end line. Nice throw to the wing over there. Back to the middle of the field.
Really, really nice job by Branice taking those throws as the defense gives it to them.
Oh, nice effort by 34 coming back to the disc. But again, that was a tough throw. Forehand into the wind, a little bit of blade on that. It's going to die in that wind.
And Buffalo setting up with a vertical offense.
Looks like all the cuts are coming from the back of the stack, which means if Branice wanted to bracket, they would be successful at it. And that is going to be a turnover. We had a call in the middle of a point just as the throw was going up, and since Buffalo didn't come down with the disc, it is a turnover.
And they will, on the far side of the field, it appears as if Buffalo is setting up with a zone.
Yeah, you know, at this point, it's like, all right, let's just see if they can beat our zone up the field.
Yep, risky
against
throw,
the wind.
Risky throw up the far sideline.
That was a really nice cross field swing. Underrated in my opinion.
Yep, good job by the popper to rotate back and find a handler. Nice.
The poppers really need to start working in tandem, and because these swings to the near side of the field are open, and even in this wind you can make it. You just have to take the opening and you have to see it.
Yeah, as we can see, Branice remaining chilly with the disc.
Oh, far side of the field, nice. Working it up the far sideline. Back to a handler. Trying to, almost some miscommunication. Still up the far sideline.
Nice, nice work by Branice getting that cut from the front of the stack.
Now that was a nice throw, front corner of the end zone for the score against the wind. That was really nice offense by Branice. Really trying to get out of there a little bit of their tunnel vision of, just trying to see the quick handler throw instead of seeing some of these sideline throws that are available to them, even if it is with a wonky wind.
Yeah, and it's a point I've been harping on all day, but they really exemplified it there, just taking that extra pause.
Yep.
And really making sure that the next throw is the high percentage throw and the right throw, and they were rewarded with getting an upwind point.
Yeah, and it is now
6-4.
6-4 in favor of the team that traveled the furthest in Buffalo.
And so now with working up the wind, now they get the opportunity to pull and force Buffalo to go upwind as well.
Yeah, and this could be a huge momentum changer for these teams. To get, if you can get the stop here, if you're Branice and the quick score, all of a sudden it's a 6-5 game, and we're approaching half, and things are getting exciting.
So we haven't seen it as much from Branice, but I'm wondering if you throw a zone here, because Buffalo's throwing into the wind, you have the momentum.
You could, you certainly could. What they'll have to get away from is, last time they get beat a little bit on the deep throw against the wind. So you got to have that person deep, be deep, and have everyone else play the under. And the pull is up.
It will bounce. Good stop there by Buffalo.
On the far sideline.
Yep, and they opt to come down in person, but it looks like they're forcing hard towards that far sideline. Really wanted to
And we have another deep throw up, coming back towards the near sideline, caught by Buffalo. Nice fake. No one's on him, no count.
Yeah, really.
Oh, that is a beautiful throw to the far sideline in the end zone against the wind to get to 7. And if anyone is at Turney Central paying attention, we could use some water on field 25.
And it would appear as if we're taking half at 8.
That's what it looks like, Finn. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, Branice doing a really nice job, just popping right back out after giving up that quick score.
It's like they said, what wind? What, wind? What wind?
Yeah, and Buffalo doing a really nice job putting that extra spin on their throws, making sure the wind is less of a factor than it normally would be.
All right, so now we've got Buffalo with pulling on the left side of your screen with the wind up 7-4 over Branice Tron.
And that true. We've only seen one downwind break here so far, but you're thinking if Buffalo can score this point, they'll start to cement their hold in this game.
Yeah, you know, Branice really needs to get this point. It can really change things around. And like you said, if Buffalo scores this point, now they're going into half with a 4-point lead. And you know they can see all they have to do is hold serve the rest of the game and they're fine.
True, as we prepare, and it looks like Buffalo talking some Tron as they get ready here for the pull. Tron ready on the right side of your screen.
And a very nice pull comes back. Oh, and it just lands out. You hear a collective awe from the sideline. So because it was thrown out of bounds and it crossed out before the end line, the offensive team gets to bring it up to about where the disc crossed out of bounds and then in the middle of the field. So it's looking like he's taking it about the 25.
And if you're just joining us on the broadcast now, they will take it from what is called the brick point.
And ultimate fields are 70; they're not 100.
Yeah.
For those uninitiated. Near sideline, right on the sideline. Oh, nice job. Nice give and go by the Branice offense. Now we'll try and get it off the sideline. Around against, oh, beautiful throw.
Really nice job there by Branice to.
Oh, that's a tough travel call right there. You're not supposed to speed up, slow down, or you're not supposed to speed up or change directions. Technically, you're only allowed 3 steps when you catch the disc, but if you're at full speed, they usually let you, slow down. That did not look like a travel to me. That looked like a travel to me.
That may have been a attempted momentum killer there from Buffalo. Realizing that Branice is starting to
got a little bit under it, and that allows the Buffalo defender to get up and get to it. Good communication with Branice. They're not panicking. They're making sure everyone's covered up. Horizontal stack from Buffalo. And they let up the long throw, and almost a juggling catch by both teams.
Looks like the wind played a factor in keeping the disc in the air for a minute.
Now Branice looking to be more deliberate in their approach. Buffalo allowing them to get all these quick little easy throws, hoping they make about 100 of them because they only need one not to connect.
And Branice doing a really nice job just swinging the disc back and forth, letting the cup tire itself out, finding the holes as they did there.
Oh, a little bit of give and go, and got a little excited. And the turnover near field.
True, and yeah, it sounded like we had it. Looks like we have
A little bit of an injury, a little bit of a tweak of something.
Yep. And it looks like Branice will swap out as well.
Buffalo ready to tap the disc in. Near field.
Yeah.
Good job covering up on the deep throw by Branice.
Yeah, you can see 26 really keeping.
Nice sliding grab.
See 26 keeping their hands low, not wanting to let that deep throw off. Really. Yeah, it looked like they may be getting away from their philosophy of keeping everything behind them. But Branice solid on defense so far. SUNY Buffalo.
Far side of the field. Now near the far sideline. Branice cutting off that corner. Oh, nice throw across the field. Waiting for someone to come, and a little bit of a pass. Ooh. And that is a point for Buffalo.
Wanting to get that extra throw, and there's the downwind point that Buffalo was looking for.
Yeah, that's gonna take it to half, and that's gonna give Buffalo a 4-point lead. So they just hold serve. Now Branice has been playing well, so they just need to focus a little bit more, get a little more rotation on their discs upwind, because that zone is leaving lots of space wide open. They just need to hit it, and don't get, like they've done most of the game, take that extra beat to get that throw.
True, and like we were observing with the Branice women's team, the fundamentals are there. They're doing a really good job taking care of the disc, swinging it back and forth, taking the holes in the zone where they are. It's just that last throw.
Yep.
And as long as they're able to brush up that final decision making, I think they're in a good spot right here.
And Buffalo just needs to keep doing what they're doing. They've had a few points where they struggled against the wind, but for the most part, they've taken what Branice is giving them. They're not trying to force anything unless the count is high, and then you force everything.
True, and as we were mentioning, Branice went against conventional wisdom. They were allowing Buffalo to get the throws deep, and trying to stay in front of the offensive players, which worked well when the wind was swirling. But now that the wind has started to die off a little bit here, I think they may want to go back to a more conventional defensive strategy.
Well, it's not bad. It's not a bad strategy to when you're going against the wind to play the under. So take away everything back towards the disc, except that last person in the back, that last defender for Branice has to be in back of their person, because Buffalo has shown they can throw it deep against the wind.
1, 2, 3.
True. As it looks like Branice is ready here for the second half.
Yeah, both teams, quick half. Always like the quick half. And
no halftime entertainment is at the level that we are accustomed to, and we will get underway here in just a second. So Mike, what are we looking for here in this second half?
I'm looking for Buffalo to continue trying, just doing what they're doing, taking what Branice will give them. Don't try and rush everything. Just make solid throws, and when the chance is there, take it. But and their defense, you know, they'll probably just play the same defense. Say, hey, go ahead, beat us. And, you know, for Brandeis, they have to be saying, look, we're moving the disc against that zone. To a certain extent, when you're playing in wind, you have to ignore the wind. And that means be aware that it's a factor in that you put zip on the disc, but don't let it dominate your thoughts, because it's going to lead to hesitation and you know, pocketing the disc when you should actually be making the swing throws that are wide open.
True, and you may have been able to hear the coach talking to the Branice players, saying that maybe it didn't go away, but we're playing well. Just clean it up a little bit, and we're right there. And I have to agree with him.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of talent on both teams. So you know, can you get your newer players or players that aren't as comfortable with the disc in their hands? Can you get them to say, hey, look, relax, focus, take a deep breath. We know you can make this throw. Just you don't have to make a long throw. If you're making the right throw, that's what we care about. And give them a little confidence, give them a little the opportunity to make a play for you.
True, and it seems to be indicative of Brandeis that the base is there, and that potentially, with this being your first Ultimate tournament of the season, or being your first Ultimate tournament ever,
right?
That it is a good foundation from which to work, and that even if the scoreboard doesn't go your way this time, it's something to take to your next tournament.
Well, and you know, you could be you know, a relatively new player, but you're so freaky athletic that they're like, you know what, you're on our A team. I don't care. You're on our A team. You have so much talent, but you're a little bit raw. So maybe you know, maybe that could be the case as well. But we'll see what they do coming out of half here. If we come out of half. Both teams seem to be warming up, getting used to the squirrely wind.
Yeah, I like the mentality. Taking a little bit of extra time at half, understanding what the wind's doing. You know, do you have to put a little more OI, a little more IO, more spin here, more spin there. Seeing if you can get as close to a normal throw as possible.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's part of, you know, gaining more experience too, is what throws can I make into the wind? You know, what's going to work, what's not going to work. If I get a little blade on the disc, if the blade is a forehand blade outside in or inside out, what's that going to do with the wind? And that's, you know, this is the opportunity right now to throw around and kind of get a feel for that, just to see what it's going to do, and both up the wind and down the wind.
True, and inversely, looking at how does this affect my catching? Like your hands are a little bit colder. You know, is this something you have to take looks? Well, you have to grip the disc a little tighter.
And it does take a little bit more focus when you're catching the disc in this wind, because it's gonna, you know, you can't take your eyes off of it. And when the wind's at the back and you're running basically against the wind as the disc is coming towards you, and it's gonna bounce around. And if you miss it, it's gonna hit you dead in the face, and that's gonna sting a little bit.
True, as the teams will huddle on their respective sidelines, and it appears as if they want to take a little more half than with the other previous games that we've seen here today. You know,
well, that half at in the Clark Springfield game was quite the half. But I don't know what halves are. I don't know what they're supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be 5 minutes, maybe? I don't know.
That sounds right.
But you know, you're out here all day. you know, if this is your, you know, this might be your third game, it's like, okay, you know what, we'll give you a couple more minutes at half. That's good.
And the pace of the previous games have been so quick.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You know, wind is definitely, with the wind and the amount of turnovers, you know, hard cap might come into effect. So what this is generally there's a soft cap and a hard cap, which is sort of a warning sign. Hard cap means that the next team that scores, the game is just over, unless the game is tied, unless the team that scored ties the game, then you play one more. Soft cap, it's usually, okay, plus two more points.
True, as we
Branice,
get ready, it looks like it will be Tron pulling from right to left across your screen.
Against the wind, that'll be exciting.
Against the wind to SUNY Buffalo, who currently lead by a score of 8-4.
Yeah, you know, if you're Buffalo here and you got, look, we're getting the disc and we're getting the disc with the wind at our back. Let's make sure that if there's a turnover, we're playing hard D so that we can, you know, get the turn down here, go up 9-4, and just, you know, keep the pressure on Branice and see if they can react to the pressure.
I think that's a really solid strategy, especially for Buffalo wanting to come out of half, keep the pressure on, and really put this game to bed.
Yeah, and both sidelines very enthusiastic. Love to see that. And the disc is up. It's gonna roll. Far side of the field.
Yeah. Really nice job.
Horizontal stack from Buffalo again. Taking the unders, taking what's given to them. Middle of the field.
Really nice job there by Buffalo, taking some time, making sure they have good recovery there, especially after missing the initial throw and as it popped.
Right about the 30, middle of the field.
Yep. Fakes long, good layout there to maintain possession.
Showing a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Far side of the field. Around the 25.
Yeah, looks like he was telegraphing that swing and able to connect.
Oh, nice under. Good fake. And now we have a deep throw. Blade towards the back of the end zone, and that is connected, and he is in. So that puts Buffalo up 9-4.
Really nice patience there by Buffalo, just taking the time and waiting for a throw over the top to open up, and then when the opportunity presented itself, just taking it, not forcing anything, and letting the disc come down to the receiver.
And Branice was smart there. You know, with the wind at the back of the Buffalo teams, they were trying to force everything under, so they don't get beaten in the end zone behind them. And Buffalo just said, "Great, we will work it down the field the entire way, and then we'll take our shot when we're down there."
They did, and they were rewarded by going up by 6.
Yeah, so with the game to 15, now's the time for Branice to say, all right, we got the win now. Let's get this. Let's make sure we get this one, and if we get the turn, let's make sure we keep them down here, just like it would be for Buffalo. But it's a little more urgency with Branice now. Branice getting ready to receive, left side of the field in the blue shirts. Buffalo, the wolf head, doing some dancing on the end line.
And so with the score 10-4, Buffalo is ready to pull from right to left.
I wonder if they will continue with their zone with the wind at the back of the Branice team.
Especially with a shorter line that they have out here, you'd have to wonder if they'd opt to go with something that allows for As for more deep throws. Appears as if they're coming out in
And
person.
nope, they come out in person. You are correct. Oh, and they do go with a deep shot. 20, running under it, curling back to the corner. Oh, beautiful catch. In the far side of the field, in the end zone. Quick strike. Can they, now they got to get the stop. Got to get the stop. And, you know, with the patience that Buffalo has shown working the disc, again, you know, it's the same with person as you would zone. Make them make a lot of throws, even with the wind at their back. If they have to make a lot of throws, maybe they don't connect on one of them, and that's all you need.
And you would have to. No, and you have to think that if Branice, if you're able to get this turn here, and there is still plenty of time left in this game, and you go on a little run, and you're right back in it.
Yep.
It's only 10-5.
All right, Branice preparing to pull from the right. Buffalo ready to receive. Wind at their back.
If you're Buffalo, you're really liking the spot you're in right now.
Yeah, you just say, you know what, we're gonna just march it down the field. It'll be fine.
Even so, you have the opportunity that if you don't see that initially and you get high in the stall count, you're still able to put up that deep throw.
Yep. And we're off.
Branice doing a really nice job pulling into the wind.
Buffalo coming out in their horizontal. And we have a deep throw, and that was a huck it and let's play defense. Doesn't connect, who cares? We'll set up our zone and force them to march the entirety of the field. Near side of the field. Yep. Branice with the disc.
Yep. Appears as if they're playing that loose zone that we've seen so far today.
Yeah, lots of gaps in it. Just make the throws to those gaps. Oh, and that was another one. You know, didn't have any rotation on the disc. Even a short one, you need rotation on the disc.
True that maybe on a less windy day that throw could be completed, but on days like today, you really have to put that extra spin into it.
Risky throw towards the middle of the field.
It's
now
just
Buffalo
just hung up a little too long for.
Trying to cut off that corner of the end zone. Oh, break force throw. Nice high release forehand. High release forehand for the point. Yeah, you saw Branice make a couple of those short throws that didn't have rotation on it. You got to get spin on the disc, even if it's a short throw.
True, and when you and then taking that crossfield shot, it hung up just a little bit too long for them. We've seen that throw work a couple times for them here in this game, but it looks like they reached in the honey pot one too many times.
Yeah, and but again, you just gotta keep going and try and change things up. Try and do something to give yourself a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and my apologies, I have to issue a correction. It's 10-5 as opposed to 11-5, as I initially thought.
All right, now we're getting ready to throw upwind. Buffalo in the wolf head jersey.
Yep.
First of all, they must have ordered those online in order to get that many wolf head jerseys that are all the same. I don't think you can go into a department store and find that.
I think you'd be surprised you can find it at Costco.
Well, that's true.
And it looks like Buffalo will come out in person.
Yeah, and looks like, it looks like he wants to go deep again. and try and play defense, and it's curling back to the far side of the field, and now they're going to try and play defense and keep the disc down here.
Yeah, and it's not a it's not a bad strategy, and it seems like it's one that's been working. That's been working today for both offenses. So
Count's got to be getting high. So, good swing pass there on the end line.
Yeah, really nice job there by. And it sounds like they're.
It is a foul call, no contest. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, it looked like the Buffalo player was impeded to the disc.
Yeah, you know, even if it's not intentional, it just happens sometimes. You get tangled up and bodies collide. So no contest, which means he keeps the disc.
Yep.
Ooh. Trying to go deep against the wind, curling back near far sideline. Nice catch, nice read on that disc.
Really good job by the Buffalo player to position himself well.
Yeah, that was that. He telegraphed that strike throw, deep throw. Branice trying to ride the wind, but the taller Buffalo player got there first. In the middle of the field.
Yeah, really nice break throw, being able to get up and over the defender there.
Swing near side.
Yeah. You hear the Branice players calling for no around. So what they're asking for is they're asking for the mark to hold true and to make sure that there's absolutely nothing thrown up and over that mark.
Yeah, don't get broken.
Yeah.
Good job. Buffalo did a really good job working it up the field, but they just couldn't quite get it the rest of the way. So now Branice takes over far sideline.
Yeah, and it sounds like there is an injury call.
Yeah, probably just tweaked something. So the Branice player will be coming out of the game.
And
does not appear Buffalo is going to change personnel at all. So he goes to the nearest place the person got injured, taps the ground, which means the disc is in play.
And it's number 20 underneath for Branice, as who will dump it back to a handler.
Oh, we have a deep throw, far sideline, and the Branice player catches it about 5 yards in the end zone. Oh.
Sounds like there may be.
He wonder if it's out or in. I don't know if that's the call. I don't think it's a foul call. I think it is a in or out call. And they agree. He's in.
Yep.
All right. So. Branice did what they're supposed to. They scored with the wind.
And so that will push the score to 10-6. And
we must be up at cap.
That
must have been a cap. Is it?
Yeah.
3:30. I'm unsure. Yeah, it is 3:30. So that is the end of the game with Branice falling to Buffalo, the team traveling farthest, and at hard cap as it happens. So we will have about a half an hour before your next game.
And welcome back to the Maine Ultimate YouTube channel. I'm Branice Danielson, joined alongside by Mike Callahan. Ready to broadcast this, the final game of day one of the Lobster Pot tournament here in 2022. For this last game, it will feature the University of Maine at Orono. Black Fly against the University of Vermont at Burlington Chill.
Yeah, we've got two teams who made their own shirts for this tournament. The bright Hunter's Orange of UVM is awesome, and Maine has decided to go with the ripped up, torn up, painted up white t-shirts.
The excellent the excellent graphic design quality of the shirts remains unchanged.
Well, I will say I talked to the people from Emerson. They're behind us. Just before this game, found out they were from Emerson because they might win the swaggiest jerseys this tournament. Those are pretty good.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with Emerson's jerseys, they appear to be white with a purple raven on them, and I do have to agree, they would definitely be in the running for the swaggiest jerseys. Of
Are they the Skunks? Wow. All right, back to this game. We have UVM pulling downwind to the Maine team. Being familiar with several, way out of bounds and coming back in, maybe, yeah, beautiful pull.
Really well done.
Near
really
sideline.
Well, they'll come out in person, marking straight up.
Yeah, a lot of these throwers from Maine, I've coached against a number of times, and the wind's not going to be as much of a factor for some of them. Nice around, middle of the field.
Yeah,
a little bit of a low throw. Colmore bailing him out because Colmore does Colmore things.
Maine looks to remain chilly here on offense.
Deep throw. Layout effort.
Looked like the cutter might have had a step or two behind his defender, but really nice recovery by Vermont to turn around and get the defense.
Now far sideline. UVM Hunter's Orange going big, and Colmore, not able to get the defense. The guy 6 inches taller barely out-jumped him.
And Vermont will get the break right off the bat here. I think the only disadvantage you have, so you break, but you broke going downwind.
Right.
So now you're getting into a little bit of a situation that we saw the last game here on the live stream, where you had teams constantly pulling into the wind, and that it became a matter of when teams would start upwind, it was just a matter of hucking it down. And if you get the turn down towards your end line, you play hard defense for a couple of throws, and more often than not, we saw teams would get that turnover and then be right back in it.
Yep. So in this case, we'll see if Black Fly can score downwind and hold wind serve. And we have
Chill doing
Maine in the white to the left. Chill ready to pull in the orange on the right-hand side of your screen.
We have a handover on Maine side, and we are back underway.
Oh, another nice pull from Chill. Way to knock the disc down. Maine comes out. Looks like they're playing some sort of horizontal stack. Oh, nice work with the Maine team. Moving it up. Colmore throws it deep towards the corner middle of the end zone, and the tallest guy on the field comes down with it. That was that was just a beautiful pluck out of the air by that receiver on that throw.
And Maine did a really nice job in setting it up in terms of getting those few short consistent throws, working to a spot in the field where you could give your thrower that real estate in which to operate, and then to pop it up and over the top, and then at the back end, again, even with the proliferation of shorter people who are good at ultimate, you can't teach height. And
Yeah.
when you get someone with a 4, 5, 6 inch advantage, more often than not, that person's going to win that matchup.
And that was good movement by the main team on that. As you said, Finn, working the disc, taking what the defense is giving him, and then looking for that deep shot. And if it's available, take it. If not, holster, or maybe, okay, we took the shot, it's a turnover, let's play hard deep. Let's see if UVM, continues the string and says, all right, we got a little bit of wind at our backs, we're going to score now. Looks like a few substitutions on the main defensive line. Decent height from the O-line of Chill right now.
True, and we'll get an opportunity to see what they can do working downwind against a shorter UMaine defensive line.
And Maine looks like they're getting ready to pull.
Yeah.
From the right side of your screen to the left.
Looks like
And the pull is up.
Yeah.
Another nice pull. Down to about the 15. Quick throw.
Well done.
Chill moving the disc, using a side stack. And good fake. Far side of the field.
And you can see Chill here doing a really good job utilizing the whole field, being able to, even though they have that side stack, swinging it back and forth. It looks like they just worked themselves out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little out of reach. Maine going with the vert stack. Nice snag on that. No call. Waved off. And a little bit stagnant in the offense. And towards the middle of the field, across the field, over the defense, over the offense. Chill takes over.
Yeah, looked like they were able to find an open person somewhere there in the massive bodies, but Chill able to hold serve.
Yeah, you get that break side break mark throw, and it's an easy cut to the corner of the end zone. The defender already starts out on the wrong side, and then just can't make up that ground.
True, but I like what Chill was doing there with having the wind blowing a bit across the field. Setting up that stack on the side of the field, so then you have all your cuts come towards the near sideline, and then it allows for a more consistent throw.
So there are a number of offenses that teams can run. A typical one is, you saw a little bit of that, a vertical stack, where you have a couple of your main throwers or handlers out, and the rest of the cutters kind of lining up in the middle of the field. It opens up both sides of the stack, wide open, lots of space. You saw Maine run that horizontal stack where they had 3 really good handlers back and then 4 cutters across the width of the field, cutting off each other, cutting in and cutting deep, and rotating and moving position and getting a lot of flow going. And then here we saw the side stack with UVM where they had a couple of handlers out and then everyone on one side, and that opens up the full field, and you can do a lot of stuff from each set, run a lot of different offenses. So Maine gets the disc, far side of the field, horizontal stack. Just out of reach. And now we have UVM on offense.
Yeah, it looked like Maine had the right idea, looking for that middle of the field cutter, but just unable to complete that mid pass. And now UVM knocking on the doorstep.
Yeah, you break that force, and nice recovery by the Maine defense to get the force back on. And able to get the dump off. Chill doing an excellent job just moving the, oh, and that's a good bullet pass, point blank range for the first upwinder of this game.
Yeah, and with the wind being the way it is, you have to wonder if Vermont can take that and then roll with that momentum.
Yeah, if they can double that up here, that'll really put Maine in a hole, and they'll have to really dig out. But if Maine says, the wind doesn't mean anything to us, we're just going to score here and move the disc. I mean, they did a good job of moving the disc so far. Just some miscommunication and a few throws just out of reach.
True, and with the Maine squad being as new as it is, bringing in a couple of new folks, you'll look to have them build up from here. Maybe try and stem the tide where it is, and not let the wind be as much of a factor.
And this UVM squad's a good squad. They're really, really patient with the disc so far. Let's see if they can remain patient.
As UVM in the Hunter Orange, we'll pull from left to right across your screen. UVM waiting on your right in the white. As we have a hand up on the time on the one side.
And pull is up. Gonna end up on the far side of the field near the sideline. Oh, and it just carries out of bounds.
Just barely trickle out of bounds. So.
And so Maine calls middle. So when the disc on a pull goes out of bounds, the offensive team can call middle, and they will take it up to the 20 and in the middle of the field. It's an incentive for the defending team to keep the disc in the field of play.
As Maine will look at it, work it up the far sideline, swing it towards the middle. Able to go up and get the floaty pass is Black Fly.
Running that horizontal. They're doing a good job of keeping it mostly in the middle of the field. Now towards the far side of the field. Deep throw, oh, bullet pass just out of reach of the deep cutter on the far sideline.
And I understand it's so hard to do, but it looks like if he was able to change the angle of his run from vertical to more of a horizontal cut, he may have had a chance to cut that pass off. But
now UVM on the offense. UMO trying to turn the unders, defenders switching.
Yep. Nice job here by Chill to keep
Chill.
Quite apropos. They're just taking.
Oh, good read by Cole Moore, and he goes to try for the quick strike. Throw to the back corner, back of the end zone, and there is Bodie coming up with the catch for a point against the wind. Beautifully done.
Really nice turn by UMO right there.
Now I'm sure, as we said, this is the first tournament for a lot of these college teams as a team, but many of these college players are already playing at club level, some of them at their professional level. So they get to work on some things, work in their new players. And I know Cole Moore, who just made that throw, also plays for Dig. And I'm sure he would love to be at Nationals right now, but with changes made by USAU to try and favor the Midwest teams to get more of them in, instead of having too many East and West Coast teams, Dig was unable to make Nationals this year.
True, and while I'm sure he would have loved to have been at Nationals, and I'm sure you'd love to get as many teams as possible, I do understand a little bit from USAU's standpoint of wanting to get those teams from the Midwest and get your representation from the middle of the country.
And if you're playing Ultimate, does it really matter where? Oh, and the pull is going to go out the back of the end zone. Oh, maybe it's going to stay. No, out the back.
Oh, just barely out the back.
So now Maine has the chance to set up their defense and try and keep Chill from moving up the field. Chill setting the side stack again. See how they come out of this.
And it looks like they're...
Oh, Maine doing a good job of switching. So they go immediately from, it looks like Chill does like a set play out of the side stack and then transitions to an alternative form of the offense almost immediately. Oh, and that deep cut is wide open and unable to get the throw off. Far sideline.
Yeah, no, you saw Chill there. It almost looked like a four-person play, but they were able to transition nicely when that long throw wasn't there. And
nice grab by the Chill player up far sideline for the point. Good job by Chill. Again, just taking what they, not taking any unnecessary chances and putting a point on the board.
Yeah, no, really nice job by them. You know, you didn't have that bang bang play right off the bat. You're still able to take stock of what things are doing, taking what was open, and able to have that nice soft up and easy throw when it was available.
And Maine did a good job on that side stack play of just not getting confused, just staying with their person, switching when they had to, and it was an easy transition into a normal defense. So let's see what defense Chill comes out with to shut down the Maine offense.
Yeah, Maine, if you're here, you're working on an upwind. You're working on an upwind offensive point. It'll be really good here to remain calm with the disc. Just take your nice easy swing passes. Make sure you take those high percentage throws, and try to get upwind for your next defensive play.
Yeah, and to be fair, the wind is not as hard as blowing as hard as it was last game, and these teams don't seem bothered by it at all.
True, and as you were mentioning, you have players who played years of high school ultimate. They're already at the club level. They're playing on the national stage. Now this is really just about them meshing together well as a team.
This horizontal stack is set really deep up the field. I don't know if they do that so that they can get the handler, like a handler weave or some give and goes going amongst their handlers.
Yeah, it appears as if they've allowed for that stack to be really deep, and you're right, to allow for a lot of handler movement.
Far side of the field. Oh, Bodie with a great grab up on the far sideline. Oh, a little bit. Oh, Moore comes up with it.
Moore swinging down to the near sideline, and it comes across for Maine.
Pass midfield.
Yeah. We'll opt to take the.
Yeah, getting a little confused in there. Just get the reset and reset everything.
Doing a really nice job to wait and allow for the cuts to develop. Here are the Black Bears looking for the strike.
Nice.
And opting instead to take the long swing pass.
Yeah, far side of the field. Floater to Bodie in the end zone.
Really nice job by the Black Fly there. Just taking their time, taking an extra pass. It looked like you could have there were a couple high risk throws that were open earlier in that point. They did a really good job just holstering it and taking the easy reset.
And honestly, in that set, there were pretty much 4 people in that. There were the 3 handlers and then the 1 cutter. And the rest of the stack was either a diversion or wasn't really doing that much because if that first cut isn't open, then Orono was taking the easy reset.
True, and they were able to work it to perfection. And then you know we both questioned perhaps why they were taking the horizontal stack and moving it so far back.
And maybe that was it. Maybe they were like, all right, we're going to ISO this cutter, and if that cutter's not open, then we're just going to take a swing or work the handlers. So that gets you, a couple counts, a count to 3, and then you're resetting, waiting for the next cutter, getting to about 3 or 4, and then resetting. And it keeps the defense having to move a lot more on those handlers, as well as the handlers, puts a lot more pressure on the handlers to make good throws.
True, and having your stack so far back, there's always the risk that they could bust out and they could become an extra threat down the field.
Correct. You get that that cutter busting open into a power position, getting the disc, and all of a sudden that deep throw looks a lot more attractive.
True, as Chill will look to respond here on offense. They've done it, and they've done a really good job living up to their namesake, in terms of taking care of the disc and just making sure to be nice and chilly and take the throws that the UMaine defense is giving them.
Yeah, both teams are playing quite well. And they're playing good on defense too. You see teams are going to score, so it's a question of, can you force a turnover? How many throws is it going to take for them to score? And both teams are doing a good job of, pressuring on defense, making the offense show patience.
As UMaine will pull from left to right across your screen. Chill in the hunter orange, waiting down right.
Maine in the mostly white with spray painted t-shirts.
Looking to go over some last minute details, and we have a hand down on the far sideline. And so whenever Maine is ready, we will.
Yeah, they might be setting up some sort of zone. They look like they're doing a lot of discussion. I wonder if Maine is setting up a zone defense here. This would be
the time to do it. The wind is picking up a little bit. You're going down the wind.
Oh, and well, that's the problem. No one has the disc to pull. No wonder UVM is waiting.
And we have found a disc, and we're just about ready.
Pull is up. It's going to be to the near side of the field, right around the end line.
Oh, and he's going to catch the pull. Always appreciated here on the broadcast.
Always catch the pull. Again, setting up in that side stack, and then seeming to transition into some sort of horizontal or vertical, something going on. But again, a little bit excitable on that throw, trying to give and go. Unsuccessful. Can Maine press and take advantage?
Yeah, it looked like UVM had a good flow there, but you're right. It looked like on that last one.
Yeah.
Good job there by Orono, looking for that strike cut and then having it not be there and just waving it off.
Oh, nice cut, nice strike cut by Sands. Waiting for someone to cut to the end zone. Oh, risky throw. We do have a foul call, apparently. Uncontested, which means that it will stay with the offensive person on the cone. Will be tapped in by the defender when he's ready. Disc is in. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that was a beautiful job by the defender to cut off the initial cut.
And it was good observation by the thrower to see that the defender had overcommitted, but then it looked there's a little bit of miscommunication there on UMaine's part.
Yep. And now Chill with the disc. Nice movement, nice patience. Far side of the field.
Yeah, good job by Chill to just.
That's a travel.
Take the disc. Take the disc
That's
and
a
work
travel.
with it.
Jesus, dude. Now we get near side of the field. Oh, almost got there with the defender, and oh, nice undercut. Middle of the field, around the 10.
Yep. A UVM knocking on the doorstep here.
Yeah, and we got a break force throw for the point. UVM. It goes back up by 2.
Really nice job there by UVM, able to take it and just methodically work it up the field.
Yeah, there was you saw a couple turnovers. You saw them rush a little bit on the last point where they were trying to get the disc moving really fast, and then they got the turnover, got back on defense, and then when Maine turned it over, they said, all right, let's just work the disc, and that's what they did. Work the disc carefully up the field using the entire field, both sidelines, middle of the field.
Yep, so it'll be a question of how does Maine respond here?
Well, so far they have responded well. So what they need to do is keep doing what they're doing upwind. What they really need to do is, when they're on defense, force a turnover and then score off the turnover. That's one thing that they've struggled with so far this game.
True, and they have shown the ability to have solid possession with the disc. So I think if you're the Black Bears here, you just focus on possession and you take what Chill's defense is giving you.
Yeah, they're really not waiting a long time with their handlers. They're getting the disc and they're moving it. If the cut isn't there, just like that, they reset, get the easy reset. There's the cut. Looking, get it to a handler, back, wait. Not there. That's exactly what they're doing. Running a horizontal stack again. Near field, middle of the field, just past the midfield stripe.
Yeah, no,
Oh, and that's a deep throw, curling back, forehand. Oh, but the Chill defender gets there before the Maine player.
Looked like Maine. Looked like the Maine defender had cutter had a little bit of separation there. It just said there wasn't quite enough air under the throw to put it up and over the Chill defender.
Yeah, that was more getting in a power position and throwing deep to the tall guy, which is usually a good strategy.
True, but then Chill with an opportunity here to go up by a break or 2.
Good job by Maine taking away the deep.
Yep. Chill.
And now we got a deep throw, curling back to the middle of the end zone, and that is caught by Chill. Very, very nice. 2 breakers deep for Chill with 2 defenders right on their hips, and it was just a really good throw.
And an observation from that point, he really only put it where his cutter could get it.
That is the perfect analysis right there.
Yeah, that true. You had your 2 cutters, your 2 defenders, but where the disc ended up, the defenders didn't really have a chance. Yeah, really,
not without fouling.
True. But in keeping with the spirit of the game, they.
Yeah, nothing is more disturbing than intentional fouls because you get beat. I mean, that's just really poor sportsmanship. I mean, fouls happen, collisions happen all the time in this sport, despite that it is generally a non-contact game. You know, the question is always, you know, what was the intent, or was it a dangerous play? And that was just, you know, 4 competitors going for the disc, and, you know, it was in such a spot that the UVM player just jumped, I mean, skied everyone, including his teammate.
And he'll ensure his team goes up by a score of 6-3 here.
I'm assuming this one's going to be to 15 too, because, you know, most of them have been.
Who knows? They might have they might throw a monkey wrench to the side. They might go to 14.
Yeah, there you go.
As the pull is up, and it is good. And it'll stay inbounds.
Far side of the field, coming back near side, in the middle. Again, a little bit of, oh.
Yep.
Get it back to the handler, near field.
Looks like they're
bracketing. They don't care about, they're just trying to take that little upfield handler strike cut away.
Yeah, I wonder if that's an in-game adjustment from Chill, trying to take away that handler movement.
Nice throw from Jack's hands. Oh, and that just right through his hand. Defender got in the way a little bit.
Yeah, so really nice look over the top there by Blackfly. He's just unfortunate to not connect there at the very end.
And so Blackfly is doing their own adjustment. They're doing the same thing. They are taking up that upfield strike away. Oh, and they get the quick turnover, far sideline. Up and over the top. Oh, hit him right in the hands and he dropped it. That's going to leave an emotional mark. Far sideline.
Then it'll show his it'll be up to him and for his mental fortitude to just shake it off.
Ooh, that was a great catch by the Chill player. And again, both teams are doing the same thing on defense. They are taking away that strike cut and leaving open that swing to the far side of the field.
Well, I think they're both starting to realize that so much of their offense runs through that handler movement.
Deep throw, curling back to the middle of the field, and caught in the end zone by the Chill player. About 5 yards in. Really nice job by the offense on that particular point.
Really good job by Chill to take the disc from their own end zone and work it up the field. And finding the holes where they present themselves in the defense. But it is interesting to see both defenses make in-game adjustments and almost mirror each other in terms of bracketing the, not worrying about that side-to-side swing pass and trying to take away that upfield strike throw.
Yeah, so what a strike cut is, you got one handler with the disc. You usually have some sort of what we call reset or swing, and they're on the break side to make sure the open side is clear. And usually the around would be making a cut backwards towards their own end line and basically trying to go around the defender. The strike cut is a hard diagonal right up just in front of the handler, and it's really hard to stop. But the way you do it is you park someone there and you say, okay, I've got my defender here and I'm taking this away. That strike cut's going to be awfully hard to connect with. And Chill pulls again. Going to end up middle of the field, down by the end line.
Is up, field on bounce.
Ooh, a little bit of a low throw. Exciting things happening.
It looks like they are going back to a more traditional person defense here as Chill.
And good job by the horizontal offense. Lots of movement. Better job by the defense cutting off that movement.
It looks like Blackfly here.
Far side of the field. Oh, that was miscommunication. Colmore was going for the strike cut, and Bodie was throwing the around. And Chill doesn't wait. They just get the disc moving. Two people playing catch, and we have right on the end line.
Often tapped in. It looks like there's a completely unmarked chill player hanging out the back of the end zone.
And we have, nice throw to the, corner, just reaches over the Maine defender to get the point. Yeah, it looked like they were, like Maine was, I don't know if it was confusion or they just said, look, we're gonna leave a person open in the field because they're not gonna score. The person who's gonna score is already in the end zone and basically trying to double team someone in there.
That appeared to be the strategy, but it looked like there was a UVM player who was able to trickle out the side and get just enough separation from his UMaine counterpart and to drive the score to 8-3.
Well, and you don't know if that was a communication issue, like the person who was essentially playing poach, which is you're not playing a person, you're playing a space, or you come off your person to play a space, didn't let his teammate know that he was coming back to that position or coming back out of poach and opening up that side all of a sudden.
And with the score here, 8-3, Chill takes a quick half.
Yeah, that was, it seemed like there was more time taken in between points than on the field scoring. I mean, it was a really fast-paced game. Maine moving the disc well, making a few mistakes. Chill, 1, 2 mistakes, that's about it. I mean, they were playing really well.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Maine will want to take into this second half. They'll want to clean up on their mistakes and make sure to not give Chill any of those easy looks.
But there's a lot of, I mean, you mentioned it when you saw the mirror images of the in-game adjustments that they made, right? There's a lot of mirror imaging going on between the two teams in that they're not holding on to the disc long. They're looking for that cutter, whether it's an under or a deep, and if it's not there, they're immediately getting a reset. If the cutters get it, they look for a second or two, then they're finding the reset. So it's a lot of handler movement, a lot of small, short throws, and the occasional deep shot off of those.
Yeah, and so if you're a UMaine Blackfly, what adjustments are you making going into the second half?
You just got to clean up the offense a little bit. I mean, it really is mistakes, a couple of unforced errors, and a couple of those that are just like miscommunications, like on that last turnover where someone's going for one cut and he basically fakes his own player out, fakes one direction, goes the opposite, and the thrower throws to the direction he was faked. It's like, oh, well, I thought you were going there. And, both teams are playing good enough defense to make the other team make a lot of throws.
True, and I think if you're Chill, you keep doing what you're doing. It's been working out. It's been working out well so far. They've been able to run up the score in a pretty big way here. And so I think if you're able to come out and get a break or two on Chill, you're able to really put a stranglehold on this game.
Yeah, if you want to come out in the second half, see if you can put a couple on the board really quick before Maine can really get into a groove, and then say, all right, come chase us.
True, and if you're Maine, just focus one possession at a time. Clean up those mistakes. Yes, Chill's playing good defense, but the throws are there throws are there for the take.
Yeah, there have been some really good, and the deep shots have been either open or open enough for the throwers to be like, I can make that throw, and for both teams. But Chill players, their deep throws are just a little bit more accurate at this point.
True, and they've been able to swing the disc and get it to a space where that deep throw has a little bit more space to get off.
Yeah, and when we talk about a cutter or a handler getting a disc in a power position, what we mean is you know, if they're cutting from the stack and they're making an undercut, which means the end zone they're trying to score in is behind them, and they get the disc and they turn, they've got all their momentum going into that turn, so that makes for a really nice transition into a deep throw where you can get a lot of spin on the disc, and the more spin you get on the disc, the more accurate the throw is going to be. Or if you're a handler, you're making that strike cut from, you know, so you're getting it just in front of your other handler, and you turn, and there it is, right there. So that's what we say when we say power position. Make it, you know, a position where it's a really good choice to make a deep throw, or you've got all your momentum going in that direction, so it's a natural throw.
True, as we are still here at halftime between the University of Montreal and the University of Maine Blackfly here on the Maine Ultimate YouTube network.
What's really nice is this halftime show is actually a halftime show. A bunch of locals out here tossing around, as well as the two teams getting loose. People who think they can play Club Ultimate.
A couple of alumni from the University of Maine network.
We've also got, you might see, well, it might be hard to see on this particular field because of the Hunter's Orange of UVM, but we did have an observers clinic today. And while Ultimate does not have referees, they have started incorporating, and this has been the case for a number of years, what we call observers. And they're not making calls on the field as far as foul calls, travels, picks, things like that. They're essentially calling in and out of bounds, and if there's a dispute on a call on the field, they will sometimes give some input.
It's not necessarily to add referees, as you said. It's more to help guide the spirit of the game.
Right. Well, one of the issues with Ultimate becoming an Olympic sport is, oh well, you know, you guys don't have referees. It's like, yeah, because we control ourselves, we patrol ourselves, we call our own fouls. So if they want, you know, the idea behind these observers is to make it a little bit more acceptable for the International Olympic Committee to consider it as a trial sport or an eventual Olympic sport.
And I think we've seen with the proliferation of Ultimate in the international community, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it becomes an Olympic sport.
I mean, you've got so many opportunities. You know, we've got what we call YCCs, which are Youth Club Championships, although it's called something different now because, you know, branding. And all the way up to national competition, international competition. You've got worlds on like U20 boys, U20 girls, meaning under 20, under 24, under 17. All these opportunities to play nationally and internationally, which, you know, not a lot of youth sports really have the opportunity.
True, and with it becoming so popular internationally, you know, it really does seem a shame that we're not going to see it in this next iteration of the Olympics. We might have to wait until 2026, 2030 to see Ultimate on that international stage.
And you know what I try and emphasize to you know, kids that I coach when I'm trying to get them to recruit other people to play this sport is it's a sport you can play the rest of your life. You know, you play baseball in high school, maybe you're good enough and you play in college, and that's awesome. I highly encourage that if you have the opportunity. But as an adult, you know, you have, especially from Maine, a statistical probability of like 0% to play as a major leaguer. You take Ultimate, you can play an adult league softball. Let's face it, it sucks. It's awful. It's horrible. The people, the attitudes are terrible. Adult Ultimate, the attitude is so much better. It's a great community, and it is a great sport with lots of activity instead of just standing around waiting for someone to try and crank a home run.
True. I could not agree with you more. No, I was just going to observe that I can think of one pitcher from Maine who got drafted in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, you're saying like with Ultimate there with the healthy summer leagues that are going on with your clubs with your Red Tide, your Rising Tides.
And hey, you know, Maine has their own professional women's team in Portland Rising. It's really great. The games are great. They're really competitive all over the country now. And the pull from Maine is up. It's going to land near the far sideline and roll. Beautiful pull.
And we are underway in the second half action.
Oh, deep cutter was open. Difficult throw.
And so with the score 8-3 here in favor of Chill, they will look to.
Oh, a hand block.
What is that? The fifth or sixth we've seen today?
Yeah, we've seen more than I used to. Oh, and Jack Sands for the point. The squirrely little throw over the top.
Maine with an excellent response coming right out of half.
Yeah, you know, they got the turn with UVM going against the wind and then capitalized. So we'll see. Let's see. I fully expect UVM to be able to bounce back from that the way they've been playing. So what can Maine do on defense that's going to get them a turn going upfield? That's what they have to figure out.
So I think if you're the Black Bears here, the wind is going into your face. I think you've seen them kind of cheat more towards that straight up mark. I think they should take away all the big throws, keep everything in front of them, and they've shown a propensity thus far when they have a whole field to work with to be really good on defense.
Yep.
So I think if they play that really tight, really hard man, they have a chance to get a score and then to play defense with the wind at their backs.
And UVM just needs to keep using their speed, get their people open, show a little patience. If the deep throw is not there, hey, you know, we've shown we can work it the length of the field. So we're not gonna turn it over just to turn it over and give you the opportunity.
Sure, and that's been a hallmark of UVM's offense so far.
Pull is up. Going to be into the end zone near the front, in the middle.
And as always appreciated, UVM catching the pull.
Yeah, again, starting in that side stack, coming out with some sort of set play. Nice defense, but broken around. Oh, that's why it's tough. You get broken, you get 3 throws off right there.
And UVM doing a really good job of being able to stop and start and get into the spaces where
we have a call.
Yeah.
Is it contact? Some sort of foul maybe? Disc is tapped in, ready for play.
And UVM knocking on the doorstep here on the far sideline.
Good job. Oh, hit him right in the back. Let's see how Maine transitions to O from here. Looks like they're going vert stack. Haven't used a lot of vert stack today. Oh, he wanted that deep throw. The cut wasn't there.
Yeah, it looked like the cutter out the back of the stack.
Nice inside out that Sands snags.
Yes.
Oh, good snag. Defender, if he just turns around, has the D on that.
Yeah, no, really good job by the. It looked like number 13 for Maine there was able to snag an interception from the.
Yeah.
Because that throw looked like it was just lasered straight to the defense.
There is no equipment timeout anymore.
Yeah, it looked like.
But that's just good spirit. Whatever, let him tie his shoe.
Yeah, and that's really been a hallmark of competition today, is that they're.
And deep throw from Colmore, curling back to the middle of the end zone and defended by the Chill player. That was good defense. He read the spot, he knew where it was going, and he got there at the same time as the offensive person. Hung up a little bit on him because thrown against the wind. Now can Maine play defense and get the quick turn, or can UVM do what they've been doing and just march it down the field?
Yeah, and it looks like...
Oh, and there's miscommunication, so it's a deep throw. Middle of the field, about 15 out, and easy score for UVM.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of cross up there for the black fly defense. It looked like there were 3 people who were unmarked at any one point during that point.
Yeah, it looked like the Maine players were still trying to point to who they had, and UVM just went with it, and it was smart. The uncovered handler just went to empty space and said, "Hey, throw to me," and he did, and got a couple quick throws off in the deep throw. So we are now at 9-4 in favor of UVM.
You can see UVM doing a really good job at utilizing the open space and the open people that they were afforded by the University of Maine.
You know what I'm not seeing really from either side, but you definitely noticed it on that point, was they're not forcing anything. They're not trying to force the disc into small spaces. UVM's just saying, all right, who's open? I'm throwing to the open person.
True, and both teams have been rewarded as a result. That you really haven't seen high stall counts. You haven't seen really big hucks being attempted. That it's been nice. It's been nice, solid ultimate.
So I think now, Maine's got to work out their communication issues. That's happened a couple times. It happened a couple times in the first half, and that was the first time in the second half that it really reared up. So they gotta iron that out.
Yep. As it pulls up, bounces out, and it will roll out of bounds. So Black Bears will take over here on the near sideline.
On the sideline, because it rolled out, they have to take it on the sideline.
Yep. Really good job by.
That throw was open. That throw was open, and now he's throwing deep, and it's defended.
No, you're right, Mike. That underneath throw, it was
wide open.
It was wide open. I don't think he had a defender within 5 feet of him.
And that could have been one of those issues where they're like, we're gonna huck and play D, and they hucked and forgot to play D. Oh, and Bodie coming down with the big disc. Oh, he's calling a foul on that. UVM player, I anticipate Bodie will be contesting that.
It sounds like Bodie's arguing that he had as much right to the space above the disc as he did.
Yeah, and this could be a case where both players are right. The offensive player just thought he was run through to get to the disc, and Bodie thought, I high pointed it. And so they'll discuss it, and they'll decide it'll probably go back to the thrower, and then they'll reset.
Yeah, that will appear to be the case. But really good effort by Bodie there to turn on that second effort and get to the disc.
Yeah, because that looked with the position of the offensive player, it looked like he had the inside position. So now they'll try and reset to where they were when the throw went up before the foul was called.
Yep,
and they'll tap it in, far sideline. UVM in possession.
Yep, they'll opt instead to take the softer swing. Give back, really nice handler weave by
just a lot of quick little throws. Using their quickness, using their speed.
Keeping it over on the far sideline.
Coming close to the middle of the field at about the 5. Oh, that's a foul. Yeah. That's just two people not seeing each other and running into each other, or a pick, something like that.
It sounded like they're going to come in on 0.
Middle of the field. Oh, get that quick break throw. Maine covers up that corner well. Oh, got the deflection, and he's still,
Oh. I think they're going to call it.
You know, from where his feet are, he looks in.
No, you're right. From our vantage point, he definitely does look in. But I think he's going to argue that he was fouled on the throw.
Yeah, but if he's in, if he caught it in, then it's a point whether he throws it away or not. If not, he's got to come back out and tap it in.
Well, he was definitely in that time.
Yep, that was an in.
And UVM Chill will push the score to 10-4.
Yeah, they're really taking control of the second half. You know, I said maybe they come out, get 2 quick points, and really put the pressure on Maine. And instead, what they've done is take a lot of time to score those 2 points and put a lot of pressure on the Maine.
True, that maybe that hasn't been as quick as we've seen the scores in the first half, but when presented the opportunity, they have taken their chances and punched it in.
Yeah, they just, you know, their handler movement, they're so quick that they can just get the disc moving and, you know, get those easy handler resets, and then look for, all right, is the deep open? No. Is the under open? No. Hit the handler. If one of those is open, they take it. Really good disciplined play from the UVM team.
Maine will look to respond here on offense.
Yeah, they got to come up with something. This is you know, they got to do essentially what we call gut check time. It's like, all right, you know, we gotta forget about all that, and we just gotta play this point and really dig and focus and play like we played at the start of the game.
True, and so UVM will pull from left to right. Hand is up. They have a corresponding hand on the Maine side, and we are.
That's going to land and roll a little bit in the middle of the field, stopped by the Maine player.
Good.
Low throw. Nice job catching that low throw by the Maine offensive player.
You can see.
Easy reset. Another strike cut. Easy reset. Disc deep throw coming near sideline, and just out of reach of the Maine player. Oh, and he looks like he's calling a foul. That's a questionable call.
I think he may have argued that he got too much of his body into the body of the Maine player. But no, you're right. It looked like it was essentially a 50-50 disc.
To me, it looked like now maybe he stumbled a little bit before, but it looked like he hit the disc before the Maine player, and then he kind of bumped into him. But I did not have the best angle.
True. It looks like it's going to be contested, so it's going to so the disc will come back.
So they will again return to nearest point they can to where they were, and the disc is in, middle of the field.
Yeah, nice job by it. Even if that long throw wasn't there to find that middle of the field.
Bullet pass to the corner for a point. That was a good job of the defender to kind of, or the Maine player to go back to the middle of the field and kind of jog around like he's not part of the play, and then just as soon as it was on its way to more, make the cut to that open side.
Yeah, I like the way that he hung out the back and waited for that space to open up, and doing a really good job and really nice. And really nice when communication has been such an issue for the University of Maine, so for them to be on the same page.
Yep. So UVM will transition to offense. Every time that Maine's Maine scored or made a play, UVM's been able to answer and then some.
And so we'll get a chance to look at the UMaine defense here again. I think if you hear getting down, getting that quick stuff, you may be running out of time here to mount a full comeback, but good momentum to carry into tomorrow.
And if you notice, Maine's not making a lot of player changes on offense. Their handlers are pretty much staying on with like the same 1 or 2 cutters, whereas UVM's making a lot more changes. If this game was going to be a little longer, I would say fatigue would set in, but this game is about 15 minutes left.
And UVM will take over in the shadow of their own end zone.
Side stack again. Trying to get that rhythm going, and Maine does a good job of shutting down those initial deep throws. Unders get open. Oh, far sideline, just out of reach of the UVM player.
So this is look, you got a player breaking long, but with no one on the disc, so really just expend energy.
Yeah. Swing, middle of the field. Nice cut from the back of the stack. Looking, not looking. Now looking for the quick handler.
Good job.
Near sideline. Oh, deep throw. Angling back to the middle of the end zone, and Maine scores again to inch it a bit closer.
Really, really nice job there by the offense, sticking with those shoulder throws. You got a couple of strike cuts. You had a swing pass or two, and then when you had a little bit of real estate there, open out the backside, taking it and putting it in a spot where a defender could just walk right onto it.
Yeah, if Maine can get a quick turn and score, they'll actually start putting some pressure on UVM. Right now, UVM just has to say, hey, look. We're still up by 3. Let's play our offense and tighten up on defense. We'll be fine.
True. I think, yeah, even though UMaine is starting to mount a little bit of comeback, UVM is still very much in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they're in total control. Maine's gone on a 2-point run, so it's not like time for UVM to jump on the panic button or anything. Just relax and play their game. Which is, if the deep throw's there, great. If not, get the easy reset.
True, and UVM has shown such a good job of that. If your first or second throw is out, they have that third option. And always able to get that reset, bail themselves out.
Yeah, Maine's doing a good job. When they set up in that side stack, they're taking the deep throws away. The unders are getting open, but they're taking the deep throws away. And they just, UVM just turned it over on that last point, that's all.
Yep.
Now we got vertical stack.
Well fielded by Chill.
Oh, good read by the defender, but just couldn't get there. UVM. Undercut wide open, beautiful job by UVM. Middle of the field, around the 25.
Good job by UVM to take that swing pass out.
A good fake to get the around. Got the defender out of position, and now everything's open. Up the near sideline.
Looked like there might have been some poaching action going on.
Back to the middle of the field. I'm sensing a pattern. Sideline, back to the middle of the field. Far sideline, probably back to the middle of the field. Yep.
There's been so much of that. There's been so much of that back and forth action, but really good job by the front of the stack for UVM to come out and help out with that side to side action.
And Maine's doing a good job of not letting out anything too easy in the end zone. Oh, they had him open, and that's going to be a point. Oh, no, he's going to have to come out to get it. Tries the strike, and that's a point for UVM. That was great work by the UVM offense there.
Yeah, you could really see that You see that handler weave that both teams that implemented earlier in the game really come back in a strong way and work out to fruition there.
Well, as UVM got closer to the end zone, Maine really did a good job of clamping down on those cutters on the force side, not letting that force side open. That's the whole idea behind the force. Someone shouldn't get open on you on the force side. They should be getting open on you on the break side. So they really shut that down, and UVM was just content to reset, reset, reset. Oh, all of a sudden we got a break to the far side, and now that's open, and now it's a point.
True, and now with the score 11-6 in favor of Chill. I think it'll just be a matter of what fundamentals can we work on, what can we take into tomorrow.
Right.
If you're the University of Maine, if Chill, you look at the game and say, hey, look, did a really good job in terms of forcing UVM, in terms of forcing UMO into those mistakes early on, and then being able to transition from defense to offense quickly.
Yeah, and the mistakes weren't. The mistakes they've made have been some miscommunication both on offense and defense. One person thinking they're going to a spot and throwing to that spot, but they were just faking there. Defensive lapses, and just deep throws that didn't connect. Those are pretty good. Those are okay mistakes to make most of the time. But UVM is just they're rolling really nice this game.
True, and they'll pull from right to left across the screen.
In the orange.
Yeah. UMaine in the spray painted whites will receive on the left side of your screen.
Another nice pull. Should end up. Oh, that might go out of bounds. Just out of bounds.
Well, it's been a theme for the day that the pulling has been quite excellent.
Yeah. So Maine will take it in the middle of the field at the 20. Oh, and they're playing, trying to make the handlers do all the work, cutting off all the cuts. Oh, nice layout D by the DVM player. Looked like he was expecting a foul call on that and didn't get it.
Oh, it was a really nice solid layout D there by the University of Vermont.
UVM around, middle of the field. Good way to get on your mark. Oh, and that was a little bit of a mistake. Oh, that is open, and that is going to be a point.
And so that will push the score to 12-6.
Yeah, that was a really nice job of handler movement. You get the defender, the two defenders a little bit on their heels, and then they just couldn't recover and match the speed of the handlers running that little game that they were running.
And I could see again with UVM taking most of the action in with the handlers, and that you started Maine starting to work their offense. Having them work through that handler weave, you bring an extra quote unquote handler in the form of a cutter, but it looked like UVM was able to clamp down on that.
Yeah, the UVM's they can really take control and finish this game. They got to stay aggressive on both offense and defense, and they're serving to Maine downwind, so they have they got to hope they can get the stop here and transition to EZO. But both teams have shown they can go upwind.
So it'll be. So I don't think we'll see a zone here. We haven't seen one yet, at least in this game. But in terms of the types of ultimate we've seen all day here on the marquee field, it's been great. We've seen it all.
Yeah, we've seen a couple different types of zone and all sorts of person. And that's gonna drift out too. So Maine will reset, middle of the field at the 20. Coming out in their horizontal stack. Looks like UVM wants to say, all right, you want to catch it under? Go ahead and catch it under. We're not letting you catch it run by us though.
It looks like Maine has opted to bring their horizontal stack in a little further.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer. Nice undercut there.
The popper's working really well in tandem with.
That was actually good communication, a little too late between the two cutters.
Yep.
Taken away, oh, tried to take away a little bit of blading, but nice throw to the far sideline of the end zone for a point for Maine, directly into the sun.
Really good find there, working the disc into the middle of the field, coming down here to the near side, and then swinging it out and wide towards that far side corner, and finding the open cutter.
Yep, and you know, like we said, you know, their UVM was saying, all right, it's going to take you more than one throw to score, and Maine showed enough patience to say, all right, we'll take the unders for a while until something deep opens up. And now UVM will receive.
And true, if you're chill, I think you just maintain.
Yeah, you just keep going.
12-7.
All right, Maine getting ready to pull in the white with spray paint for the most part.
Yeah, currently down by 5, and looking to go down and clamp down on defense here, because Vermont has shown such a propensity of getting up, picking up, and quickly being able to transition into that offense.
Yeah, we'll see if they come out with that standard start with a side stack and then transition, or if they go straight into their vert stack.
And we have a hand from the University of Vermont.
Getting ready to pull is Cole Moore. And we are in business. The pull is up. And that's going to come down at a hard angle. May not catch that, may let that land. Ooh, in the middle of the field.
To take on a couple bounces.
And they do that side stack. Oh, and they take, oh.
Really nice.
Nice reaction by the receiver on that, and up into the end zone. Nice catch by the UVM player. 3 throws and it's a score. Yeah,
but really the person who made that point was that second. Was the second, because it looked like he was just gone to the end zone. But then when he saw the throw come short, he was able to stop on a dime and come back to the disc.
Yeah, that disc was a little bit wobbly. I think it came out of the handler's hand a little bit off, and he made a nice adjustment to come back for the disc, and then gets up and throws the deep throw for the point.
True, I had a really good job by the University of Vermont to really stretch the field.
Yeah, they came out in that side stack, and that time Maine got suckered into playing the under a little bit, and the cutter just took off deep, and he was open.
True, and that's part of what makes the University of Vermont so good is that they'd been using that under all day, and then as soon as Maine adjusted, they said, okay, we'll take that, and we'll see you a deep throw.
Yeah, they're playing really well. Maine trying to recover, trying to get one more, because that's all you can do in 1 point.
It's just about this point, and then on to it's about this point, and then the next one, the one after.
UVM on the left in the orange. Getting ready to pull.
The sun's starting to set here at the Wainwright Wainwright Farm Sports Complex here in South Portland, Maine, home of the 10th annual Lobster Pot Tournament.
Yeah, we've got still got some color in the trees here in southern Maine in end of October. Pull us up. We're gonna land and roll a little bit, middle of the field. Looks like UVM saying, you're not gonna get another deep throw on us.
Looks like they are content to have.
Low throw.
Content to give the
turnover.
underneath in there, especially content to give that throw.
Yeah, looking good defense by Maine there. Taking away the deep, playing hard on the unders. Oh, good strike cut.
Really nice job there by the mark to not give up that easy round.
Oh, that is a beautiful cut and throw by the off handler. And yeah, Maine's a little bit in confusion now with the handler. Now they get reset. Handler cover. Keep breaking that mark, and that's a bullet to the back of the end zone. Oh, through just below the uprights, no field goal.
You could say it was wide right.
So now Maine is bringing it up.
Good look by UVM because so much of the offense had been focused on those three hounds and that front cutter to try and maybe change up the look a bit. Keep the back defenders honest, but Maine will take over here on offense.
Yeah, trying to get near side of the field.
Yeah, looking to put it in towards the center,
middle of the field.
And those middle poppers are doing a good job of getting underneath it, even though UVM wants to take that throw away.
Yeah,
that
accurate travel call there. Reset, far sideline.
Despite your astute observations, that's been one of the first ones we've seen called in a while.
Yeah, Cole going for the strike cut.
Yeah, Maine knocking on the door here.
Oh, defender with his back turned, didn't even turn around, just a throw under him for the point for Maine to get it to
13-8.
13-8. UVM.
You could see with Maine, it's probably one of the easier scores that they'll get. It looked like the defender just lost the cutter and he was able to trickle his way into the end zone. And it's not a whole lot you can do about that when you're guarding the disc and not your person.
Yeah, he was doing what we call face guarding. I think that's game because of time. Really well played game. Vermont was really solid throughout. I mean, they really did a good job on offense. Maine made a little bit of comeback, came up short, but overall a really good game.
No, really solid fundamentals by both teams. I think Vermont there at the beginning of the game, they had a couple of turns early. They're able to capitalize on Maine, perhaps being a little rusty, and that was the difference maker in this one. But no, really solid game all around. You have to think that the future is bright for both of these programs.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. That was our last game for the day. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow for some placement games and then a couple of finals.
Yeah, and we'll be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And for Mike Callahan and the video broadcast crew here at the Lobster Pot, I'm Phineas Samuelson saying good night and good luck.